Hello, and welcome back to this podcast that is one that drinks and it does know a thing or two. So, I am Luke, and we are here doing Season 8, Questions and Speculations. We are recording on April 13th, 2019, which is the day before Season 8 premieres. Woo, we made it, a year and a half later. Exciting stuff. Thanks for the excitement, everyone here. This show and all of our shows at the podcast. This show and all of our shows at thepodcastthat.com are produced with the love and support of our wonderful Imaginary Legion patrons. You can learn more about that and our reward tiers at patreon.com, just like the wonderful Michael Shannon. What a guy. He is awesome. As always, I am joined by Glenn of House Dog.
Hey there.
What's up? What you drinking?
Famous Natural Light.
The famous Natural Light. Also joining me in studio for the first time in a few episodes.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Sly of House McLean. Welcome back.
Cheers, all. How are you doing tonight?
Doing all right. What are you drinking?
I have Breckenridge Brewery Vanilla Porter. I again became a fan of them, and it's fun.
Very good, very good. Breckenridge, Colorado is where they're from. Also joining us via the interwebs, the satellites, all of the technologies are in play. Some of them are not working as well as we'd like them to tonight, but we are joined by Gertie of House Condescension. Welcome back.
Hello. Does anybody else feel like we need to start there's a story of a lovely lady?
With all four of us?
Yeah.
Is it the Brady Bunch?
Hi, Glenn.
Yeah. It's not usually like this bad because there's something going on in a box, but there's no box with
it was
I don't
like
know,
this
a
for
chat.
the first couple seasons.
Well, we also had the band across the top where it was the double screen across the top.
Yeah.
Really Brady Bunchy.
Man,
So
check those out.
it.
I was pretty happy with the way those looked.
Those were cool. Yeah.
Those were like seasons
1 and
2.
2.
No, not 1. It was later than that. It was like 2 and 3 because
it
was when we were in the.
Well, yeah, we said no because one we still. I remember the big one. I remember is the Red Wedding one with her reaction.
That was like the last thing
360.
we did in there because it was actually the trivia after season 3 that we moved out into here, and Abby still was like, "Wow, hey, Luke had me over and he made me clean his house." But we are here doing season 8. Sit down with Sly questions from us hosts. We're going to answer those questions ourselves. Thank you everyone who participated in answering those questions. That was a ton of fun putting out those videos every single day this week. Thank you for joining us in the chat for those as well. Ben, nice work. Thank you for taking the reins on that.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a great time. I'm going to try to do from memory. I haven't looked up the list. Poe, hello.
Hi.
Get down there, Poe. I was trying there. Johnny Be Crazy, Mackenzie L. Burns, Felicia Lana,
Dog Show, AU Pat Mule, Phantom D Saint,
OTDA, Chrissy Goldstones,
AK
and
LMR, Phil H, Sword in the Darkness. There it is.
All right, thank you all. That was awesome. And I'm not saying that we're done with them. It very much could continue on. If you're interested, message me on Hangouts, message me on Twitter. We might put something together to do a few more down the line after season 8. For season 8, but after season 8, we might be doing it.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
Benji, to me, sounds very, very quiet, and I don't know if that's how it is in the chat. Just so you know, it might have been with Poe. It was like literally when Poe went running through.
Because my headphones, I don't hear myself anymore.
Oh, great.
So
yeah.
Son of a gun.
I can hear that. Now it's okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
So everything you've just said, when I was trying to interrupt you, and you wouldn't let me.
I would just try to go through. So Johnny Be Crazy, Mackenzie L. Burns, OTDA, Chrissy Goldstones, Phantom D Saint, AU Pack Mule, Johnny, forgot about them.
We didn't forget about him. You just didn't mention him.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Felicia Alana, Dog Show, LMR, AK,
Phil H, Sword
of the Darkness. Thank you all. Thank you very much. And also, if you're interested in doing one yourself, I might come up with some new questions or something after season 8. Because I did kind of enjoy doing it. I won't do one for every day because I was like herding cats trying to get that many people together that quick. But I wouldn't be against doing them. So just message me on Hangouts, message me on Twitter, and we can probably get something together.
Awesome stuff. We have a lot of exciting stuff coming up for season 8, which we'll get to here in a little bit. But I want to give a quick shout out to another friend of the show, Drinking Game of Thrones podcast. If you've never checked them out, they are really, really fun. We actually met some of them at Ice and Fire Con last year. Haley Bowery is one of the main people from that show that I know that I met last year. She is the lead singer of the Manimals band, who did a full concept album called The Light of the Seven, or it's actually just called Seven, and it's from 7 different POVs. Really, really cool stuff. Check them out. But on Instagram the other day, they came up with a thing that they asked us to go ahead and implement on our show as well, and we're going to go ahead and do it. And if you see, there's some initials at the top of our workbook, and it says TBIAF, and that is a trial by Ice and Fire. So
this is why
Glenn and Ben.
This is why I'm at the goddamn
Trial by Ice and Fire.
All
You
right.
guys are you have to bend the knee. Go ahead. I'm doing it too. Abby's got hers.
Oh, we're doing a 1 knee chug on this?
One knee chug. Everyone's
Oh my!
doing
You
a
did
trial.
not explain that whole part. Oh Lord.
All right.
And Luke on the bad knees.
Oh, Abby too.
Yeah.
Abby's a bigger wuss than I am.
That's
All right. Cheers.
Oh no! Ah! Y'all suck. I can't even get my fucking open. And I gotta get down here. Ah!
And when you finish that ice, here's your fire as
yeah.
well.
Ah, fuck. Ah, down the hatch.
Sláinte.
Cheers.
Ah, yeah.
Come on, Ab. Now take that shot. Fireball shot.
Pray to God Mrs. McLean isn't watching the stream because she's going to come over and kick your ass.
Ah! Brain freeze.
Brain freeze.
Oh, man.
Ah, okay.
I couldn't get my bottle open. So you
I
all
apologize
started
for rushing you, Ab.
Wow, that's the first time in a long time that I've chugged a beer, so... Okay.
It's actually just a malt liquor, not
Fair,
a beer.
fair,
There
fair.
you go.
Even longer
And
since
there's
that.
Abby taking her fireball shot. Round of applause. Nice work, everybody. We have successfully gone through the trial by Ice and Fire. We encourage everyone to check out Drinking GOT on Instagram. Follow their show everywhere. They are hilarious. Really, really good people. And also feel free to go ahead and video yourself doing that and tag us and Drinking Game of Thrones on Twitter and or on Instagram. Now that we got through all the theatrics and formalities,
Let's do another one.
let's do another round. No, it's actually really funny because I got a 6-pack of Spirit Off Ices for the first time in my life, and that was an interesting thing walking out of the store with. And
That was fun.
we get out.
Like, are you buying this?
The cashier at Walmart was like, "You're buying this?"
I do have a buddy who religiously that's all he drinks is smeared off ice.
I was-
still to this day.
I was thinking, it was like, "Oh, she's gonna card me." I think she was just questioning my life decisions,
choices.
which was not a bad question. But then we get home
Gotta be on
and we
Dateline
start taking
NBC.
stuff out of the truck or whatever. I open the back door of the truck. The one bag that falls out is the Smeared Off Ices. 3 of them explode.
And, well, we salvaged like half a stuff.
They were
then
exploded in half
Luke
emptied.
was like, "Here, drink this one," and it had like bits of glass in it.
It's a glass muffin. Why is this open? Oh no. Anyway, so it was almost a complete bust of even. I was like, God damn it! I have to go out and buy another
They
6-pack.
I was
local
so
liquor
mad.
does have them.
It was the precedent of.
yeah.
Do I
having to-
really want to have to buy another 6-pack of Smeared Off
I-
Ice?
was angry they weren't in like the Selecta beer, like
Yeah.
where you
the
can like make your
singles.
own. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll just get other beers.
Oh,
But
Yeah, so I
Fireball.
was
now I
told.
have
So
5 left.
for those of you normally here, I don't have my balloon with me, by the way.
But you have it on your shirt
I
today.
do have it on my shirt, which you can find at T Public. Brand
T
new.
Public. Oh, let's drop that link.
Yeah, brand new design for my new sigil. But because I was told, hey, why don't you come? Do you think you can come over for this tonight? Because I have kind of an idea, and I'm like, huh? What does he have planned? This was not anything that I had fathomed into it. I like it. Not saying I'm against it. It's just one I'm glad that you didn't spoil it
You did
because it worked better.
I
So,
had to spoil it for Glenn
yeah.
because he was there when I was buying it. Abby had to have the heads up. So
Yeah.
it was just a surprise for you and the chat at this point.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and get into the
old
sit downs
Texas
Yes.
with Sly. Benj, I'm going to throw
I
the
appreciate- yeah.
the the torch, I guess, is a torch. Let's pass the torch over to you.
Okay,
To ask
this is my
these
shit.
questions.
All right. First question is, when did you get into the series, book or show first? If it was show, what season did you start watching? Abby, we kind of already know your answer.
Abby,
on this one.
explain to us in detail.
In detail, we recorded our first episode, well, with me, on
October?
10/6/2017.
Yeah.
So I'm going to guess that that day or the day prior was the first time I ever watched Game of Thrones. And that's a lie, because the first time I ever saw it, I saw the first like 2-minute entrance. I woke up from like sleep at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and that was on. And I turned over and looked at Joe and was like, "What the fuck are you watching? Turn this shit off. You're gonna give me nightmares." And since then, which was probably like a year or two it came out, I was like, "I'm not watching that. Shit's creepy. I can't watch it. Nightmares." So until my brother convinced me to do it, you know. 10/6/2017.
And you're welcome.
Nice. So, Luke, how about you?
Mine, it kind of goes along with Glenn's answer, because I kind of blame him for forcing me to do it a little bit. But I had some buddies that were watching the show and had read the books, and I just knew.
And a brother that told you.
Yeah,
I'd mention it to you.
Okay, I believe you. I actively was like, I am avoiding this. I don't have time to get involved in this. I know I could see the rabbit hole. I could see it. I was like, that is exactly something I'm really gonna like. I gotta stray away from it. But it was, I think, right after or like during season 4, Glenn was watching it at the house, and I caught a couple episodes. I was like, fuck, all right. And I think Glenn was borrowing the Blu-rays from a buddy, and I ended up watching seasons 1 and 2, and then read all the books, and then caught up on the show, and here we are, that many years later, or whatever.
Yeah. And Glenn, how about you?
So I started watching the show.
Two Gumbies.
Basically, kind of two Gumbies. Anyways, so what happened was, it was like a Friday night or something like that. I went to like a buddy's house, and it was, kind of nothing really going on, but they're like, we're watching the show or whatever, and they were watching like season 2 or something like that. And I was just kind of there, and anyways, I just kind of like watched like a couple episodes, and it was like the episode where Jamie gets his hand cut off. That was
that season 3.
That was season 3. Okay, yeah, that was the first episode, or the first stretch of episodes. Like from there on is what I was watching, like 3 episodes, and I saw Theon get his
Winky
cut off and stuff like that. Anyways, like it was funny because like my friends were like, yeah, you'll just figure it out or whatever, because
there's only like 1,000 characters.
Yeah, they're like, we don't want to we want to watch like what we've seen, but we don't really want to go back. And but then my buddy let me borrow, like he had like the first 3 seasons on Blu-ray, so he let me borrow them. And then like I think season 4 is when I started watching like really like with concurrently.
Yeah.
So I can't remember when it was. I think it was when you were watching season 4 live is when I caught it, and I was like, okay, I gotta get in now.
Yeah, I think so, because then like I borrowed the Blu-rays from him.
Joe Bags.
And then, yeah. And then
Who was on the show at one point, wasn't he?
No.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No. I still had him, and then you're like,
oh God, no.
I think you watched, like you were just like around when I was watching season 4 live, and you're like, oh man, I guess I can get into the show. And I was like, well, I got the fucking Blu-rays. Like, if you want to,
God damn it!
catch the
Excuse me, gentlemen. I have to go wash out my cup before I put in some good.
Go for it. You're
black
good.
or
You're
red.
good.
We got a few minutes. So.
We're gonna reminisce.
Yeah.
We're gonna reminisce.
Yeah, but that was basically it, and it was kind of weird because I knew Sean Bean was in. At first I thought Jamie Lannister was Sean Bean, because he had that long hair, and I was like, oh, there's Ned Stark. But then, because like even in season 3, they like there's so many references to Ned Stark. They like his name is just he still has like the fingerprints.
We thought about going through and counting like every time like he was mentioned after he was dead.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
we,
like the most mentioned
have like
dead
a
character.
have like a fantasy league or
Like,
something like that.
that's
but
what it was.
You can use.
I would almost probably second most. The only one I would put above him is Mad King. I think
I don't know.
I mean,
I would say
close.
certainly a
It'd be
contender,
close.
but we were setting up like a because we did the Thrones fantasy for season 7. We were like,
Yeah.
shit, we're gonna do a full rewatch. Like, let's come up with our own rules. And Glenn kind of
would've been a
went through,
fun
and
one.
that was like well, you have to pick if they're dead and they're mentioned after the fact. That's like you get
Nice.
points
you
for
get
that.
points for this. So you can
Oh,
you can
see,
pick.
we should
like,
have done that. Shit.
We thought we worked on it. It was.
I mean, we
fine.
could still like do. At the time, it was just like it's a lot to like figure out.
Yeah, and we were
you
all
know.
new to like.
There was
so
a
new.
lot going on that
Oh,
weekend that we
if
set
we-
this shit
if-
up.
Oh, I know.
Oh man,
I'm not saying like let's do it or anything, but like if we want to
Yeah.
like implement something like that.
Yeah, maybe on the
for-
read-throughs or something along those lines.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah,
good.
we'll get
Yeah.
into that for sure. A
Yes.
lot of options.
So-
Real quick, shout out to the chat. At the very end of this sit downs with Sly, we are probably gonna do a quick AMA. Ask
Yeah.
me anything. So start thinking of some questions. We're not gonna look at them now, so don't put them in the chat now. Just
Yeah.
start thinking about it.
If anything, like I said, send them to LMR or OTDA. I'll put you guys in charge of this. Send them to me on Hangouts. I won't look at that
Voluntold.
There you
until the end. But yeah, if they put them in the chat, I'll kind of see them in the chat. But we're not good at actually looking at the chat all the time. So if you two would send them to me on my Hangouts, I'll read them off and we'll do them that way. So
I can't
cool.
get my
for-
cork
Hang
back in.
on, Abby, what's going on, Abby? This
can't
this is live from Abby.
I can't get my cork in, guys.
Can't get your
find
cork
the hole.
Cork.
Sounds like a male problem on that one.
It does.
I don't think
This is a bad
any of the
problem.
guys would have a problem here, Ab.
Yeah.
We'll
No,
just
well, that's weird.
So,
You're a
all right,
murderer.
so-
Gross.
So I'm not giving my answer to this. I think I've told the story on the stream before, but I got into it at the very end of season 2 because of Big Bang Theory, because of my one friend Stu and Big Bang Theory. I saw the episode where they bought Longclaw from the comic book shop. I was like, huh, that's a thing. Okay. And my buddy Stu was like, yeah, I mean, Game of Thrones is pretty big. Or do you like Lord of the Rings? I'm like, meh. He's like Harry Potter? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, it's like, do you like fantasy stuff? I'm like, I can probably get into it. I was
Like
like, give it a
sex?
shot. Watch the first episode. You'll be fine. I literally watched the first episode 3 fucking times because I kept falling asleep because I was drunk every time I tried watching it. And I'd fall asleep during it. And on the third time I finally made it to the end, I was like, oh, fuck, okay, I'm hooked. I was like, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. And it just never hooked me on that until the literally last scene of the episode. But from there, I got into it at the very end of season 2 and read all the books and for the start of season 3. And I knew about the Red Wedding beforehand, and it still shocked the shit out of me. So it was, that's kind of my backstory with it. Pretty much.
Real quickly, like I just remember because like my friends were like, they're trying to like, explain like there's a shitload of characters or whatever, and it was like they're like kind of like, do you like understand what we're talking about or whatever? And I was like, yeah, you got people like Buddy Stark and that's what I said. Buddy Stark.
I love Buddy Stark.
Buddy Stark. That's his name. You got Buddy Stark.
Buddy Stark, Jim Bob Stark.
Bud Stark.
No, the Jim Bob would be the Targaryens since they're the
Jim Bob Targaryen.
Jim Bob Baratheon. Come on.
Jim Bob.
Emma.
Emma Sue Targaryen. All right, we're moving on to the next section. We're talking about the episodes themselves.
Honey Boo Boo Targaryen.
Oh, hey, sorry. I don't care. We're going to hold on real quick. I just want to say real life happened today. Youth soccer, because if you're in the chats lately, I've been telling you how youth soccer runs my life. I had a mom turn to me in full furiousness. I also got cussed out today. That was fun.
Furiosity.
But she was mad. She turned around at me and she said, you know what? Just you go home. To which I laughed hysterically and
Go
said, okay, go home, Gertie. And I don't know. It was just a good go home, Gertie moment that nobody understood anywhere why I was laughing, but you would. So I had to share. Continue on with the episode.
Go home.
Go home, Dave Chappelle.
Chappelle. That's not your
Yeah,
wife.
That ain't your
go
wife.
home. So it was
All right,
like-
Ben. What's our next question here? Well,
All right, there we go.
There we go. Okay, I stalled just long enough.
Okay, so we're moving on to episodes themselves. What is your favorite episode? I will start reverse order. Glenn, what is your favorite
I would
episode?
say Battle of the Bastards, I guess.
Okay.
I also do, and I can't remember what episode exactly, but the Tower of the Joy scene. I like
Yeah,
one
that
as well.
is shit.
We just saw that today. It was 6:10.
Or no,
It's like 6:1.
We for the people in the chat, we saw it today.
Okay. Yeah,
I watched all of the premieres today.
Gotcha.
That was the game plan at least. I
Nice.
got through 6.
Nice.
But anyways, yeah, Battle of the Bastards. I just like that whole, like all the action or of it, was just so good or whatever. Like I
So good.
I
so
enjoyed
good,
it.
So good.
Nice. Luke?
Favorite episode, Hard Home. I cannot explain more than other people that picked this episode as well. It's the first time that its shit is just so fucking real on, to me, the storyline that matters. It's what the whole show is based around. All the politics, I love them. They're fun. They're interesting, but they mean nothing when it comes to the long night that's coming. And Hard Home is it's hard. It's in your home. And
you're hard.
it
And
just
they have
makes
a
it all
depot.
fucking real.
You
Like
got a hard on for your home.
I got a hard on when I'm at home, and you know what? I'd rather have it there than most other places. If I'm gonna be honest,
All right.
let me readjust.
At the neighbor's house, I got a hard on over here.
Right. All right, Abby, what's your favorite episode? I know it's
I
harder
don't
for
know,
you
like-
to only kind of want to.
Yeah,
Yo,
I think I'm gonna cop
just
out
kinda
here
like
and
'em
just
all.
say I don't have a favorite. Like I couldn't pick.
Like Michael Bolton.
yeah.
Yeah,
I celebrate the guy's entire catalog.
yeah. I mean, like
It's like I like Kenny G so much I can't name one of his songs, but they're all fucking great.
I would probably.
Abby, there's some more.
Hey, that's the same
There's
song.
some more Mike
I think.
Birbiglia for you. You need to listen to Mike Birbiglia. He's amazing.
So I have just rewatched season 1 after seeing everything, and I definitely am seeing things so differently.
Mhm.
And I have notes, like I have my notebook of
Sweet
what I
Winter
thought
Child.
Yeah.
season 1, and the way I look at it now is so different. I'm so much more critical, or I know where things are going, so I'm looking for different things. So going through a full time just once, it's really hard to pick a favorite, and I can't. And your next question is going to be my least favorite, I believe. And
No,
I
there's one
don't know.
other before the least favorite.
okay, but I just am going to cop out. My favorite store is Hard Home Depot. That's all.
That's fair. No, completely fair.
Wait, can I?
Yep.
So Abby, like, if you had to pick, like, this is the most Game of Thrones moment. Like, think of more of like a moment as opposed to like an episode. Like, if you were like, man, and I know that's, I'm not
So-
trying to take away from your other question, but
Yeah.
like the thing that
I-
sticks out to you as a Red Wedding, like it.
That's a huge thing. Or even just Cersei telling Ned, like, when you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die. Like that to
Right.
me, it's just so
Season
harsh.
1, episode like 6 or whatever.
And it kind of just becomes what everything is wrapped around, kind of, because we then get like the Night King and the Undead. I don't know. I believe that it was season 7 where we went in, and I think all of, like, we didn't really give ratings, but everybody's like, yeah, it's a pretty good episode. And I was like, this episode to me, I was like, oh my God, it's so good. All the people were good. I feel like it was like 7-2 or 7-3, like just a random, I cannot remember. And I was like looking through the description here, but I don't know. It's all pretty good.
Good enough answer. It's all pretty
Thanks.
good.
It's all pretty
So,
good.
my personal favorite is Watchers on the Wall. I love the single section episodes.
We know.
Yeah. Well, Watchers on the Wall and Battle of Blackwater, those two, they're only one section, stories, but the shot, and there's one reason, like I said, the moment, it's that camera shot. That,
Glenn and I were just as the sit down with Sly was going on tonight. You mentioned it again.
every time, almost. If somebody mentions Watchers on the Wall, because
What, do you know about that one shot?
it's my favorite fucking.
And
shot.
even Phil H, he was like, yeah, because that whole fucking
Yeah.
thing. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh god, here goes Benji. Oh
And that's
god.
fine. I don't care. I love that fucking 360 shot, but it's also one of the best battles. It's
Pretty
pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, so I mean, it's one that
Run in the mill.
I
Run
uh,
the mill.
Run of the mill.
Give it a good drinks and nose.
Sorry for cutting you off so much,
no,
Benj.
it's
This is
fine.
what happens when we have been drinking for this long already.
Yeah, no.
Like I don't
I
fucking know.
just
Like, I
started
haven't been
'cause I
doing
knew
this
this
for
was coming.
5 fucking episodes. But it's one that it just every time that one's coming up, that's one I want to be a part of, want to watch, make sure I'm not skipping. I'm not that one I don't watch at 2 times speed. I might watch it at 1.5 speed.
0.25 speed to make the scene even more.
I'm talking the whole episode. I'm like that episode. I actually do 1 point because it's just and somebody brought it up. I want to say it was Johnny. Of I wish they would have made the scythe thing just self-activating, just to add that little bit more bit of magic
Randomness.
Yeah, but it's just
Scyther.
yeah, it's really cool, and I really like that episode. So, all right,
I got a new answer to Luke's. What's the most Game of Thronesy thing? It's short. Ready for it? It's Johnny, green pants, green hands.
Johnny,
whatever.
many named Irishman.
Yes, that
Johnny
guy.
Green coat.
It's him saying Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Game of
That's
Thrones.
it. That to me.
Subscribe
is
to
Game of
John
Thrones.
Greenhands,
Game of Thrones.
great friend of our show. Most people know him already. If you don't, get your head out of your ass.
Exactly.
What are you doing?
All right. So the next part of this section is if you were to introduce somebody who's never seen the show, never seen the books, nothing, what episode would you pick to try to hook them as the gotcha moment? Like, hey, you're going to love this. Luke, I'll start with you on that one.
It's episode 1. Winter is coming. I know it's not your favorite episode. I know that, but if I'm showing the show to somebody, that's what because I think it's an amazing opener. I think it tells you the political climate where it's at. It also sets the tone for the White Walkers are fucking around, and they're not fucking around, except they do for like a long time, which I have problems with.
And they are, but they aren't.
But so that's I think the season 1 premiere is good enough to show anybody, and if they don't get it at that point,
Fair. No, that's fair. I don't agree, but that's fair. Abby, what would you say?
I don't think you can go into just any. I mean, there's some great episodes, but unless you're like invested
Sean Bean.
in the characters, you have to start at the beginning.
One does not
Otherwise,
simply
we wouldn't
start
have
watching Game of Thrones without watching, or sorry, Game of Thrones without watching
But
season 1, episode 1.
Argument to that, I have 2 people in this room right here that did just that. Watched later episodes, got hooked, and went back.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying.
You come back.
You come back.
Just saying.
Pudding pops.
Glenn, how about you? What episode would you go as?
Like you say, like me personally, my story, like I didn't get, the storybook. Watch the first episode first, and then go from there. And don't quote me on this, but I think it was the Bear and the Maiden Fair.
Okay.
And
The fighting pit in the pit.
Well, it was like the whole thing, and like I don't know if it was exactly that episode or like around there, but it's basically Jamie gets his hand cut off, Theon gets his schlong cut off, and all that jazz.
Little
So-
you know, it
so
was
the one
hand and
before-
schlong.
It was the one before or a couple before.
Buddy
Bernard,
Stark
but-
was mentioned.
Yeah.
But it was just like, okay, people are getting limbs cut off and shit like that, and this is interesting. Where's this going?
Yeah.
And then it was just like, oh, actually, this is season 3. Like, oh shit, like, what happens before this? And then it was just kind of like, well, here's some Blu-rays. Like, go knock yourself out. Watch up until this point, and then you'll figure out kind of why. And I was just like so confused because I was like, wait a sec, that wasn't Buddy Stark. Who the fuck is Buddy Stark?
Right. So nice.
Can I add one thing? I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Ab.
So the first episode for me, I think any episode, like especially if you're around people who are really into it, would be good. It's a great show all the way through. But during the first episode, when I was like, yeah, I could like this, is when Ned knocks Arya on the head, like, what are you wearing? With her helmet on.
Yeah.
And that gave me personally the rallying point. Like, I don't know kind of where we're going, but this chick's cool. And that was just a personal, like that exact moment when he knocks her on the head and she like walks up all goofy. I'm like, that's my kind of kid. That's my kind of girl. So that was where I was like, yeah, I'm in.
Yeah. No, I can respect that. And I'll get into the first episode later, but The one I'm going with for this pick, the one I would show somebody that has no idea, and I just want to get a feel, like, would they be interested? I'd show them, and now his watch has ended. Episode 4 of season 3. It is basically in King's Landing. You got Tyrion and Varys. This is where Varys opens up the crate, and you got his whole the sorcerer, taking that. You got that story. Joffrey and Marjorie are kind of hanging out on the sept. You have in the north, Bran's get a glimpse of Bran's dreaming.
This season 4.
This is season 3, episode 4.
3-4. Okay.
3-4. You get also at Craster's Keep, Sam and Jorah Mormont kind of dealing with the fallout from the Fist of the First Men. No John in this episode, which is okay. Sometimes you don't need to give everything away.
He's around. He's fine.
You don't need to give everything away. If you're I'm trying to hook somebody. Riverlands, you have Locke starts taunting Jaime Lannister right after he cuts off his hand. So 3-3.
Who the fuck's Jon Snow?
Exactly. Beyond the Wall, I already talked about that. And then in Astapor, Dany Targaryen meets with the Unsullied slave masters and works a deal with them to give them Drogon for all of the Unsullied and everything, and it ends with her burning the fuck down.
She does the old Texas switch.
Yeah, and so I think if you show anybody that episode, they're gonna be like, what the fuck is going on? This is fucking cool. There's enough story to where you can kind of figure it out with a little bit of direction, but if you saw that, it's gonna just suck you right in, especially with that ending. Like, just wait till you see the build up to this, and I think you'd hook them every time. So that's why the question came up. The very first episode I did with these with Johnny McKenzie, this one just came out of random, and I just started thinking about it, and this is the one that I know it's my favorite Dany scene of the entire series.
Reminds me of the Must Not Be Named chapter 17 of Goblet of Fire. I did not anticipate loving that chapter as much as I did. It was the after Harry gets pulled into basically being chosen as champion.
The 4 champions or whatever.
Yeah, 4 champions. I was blown away by that chapter on this read through, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it hooks you. And so so going into it, what is your least favorite episode? And I'm going to start with this. I am going to give an honorable mention to Winter is Coming, because as good of it's because as good of an opening episode as it is, I had trouble with it. It's my least favorite because I just was bored by it until the very end. And watching it on rewatches, it's like...
And what happens at the very end of that episode?
That's when Bran gets shoved out the window. Yeah. And it
starts the whole chaos ladder.
At the end of the day.
It's a good episode. I'm just saying it's my least favorite. Actually, it's not even my least favorite. That's not my least favorite. It's just an honorable mention for my least favorite. It's my second least favorite. Least favorite is fucking Misa. Fuck Misa. Bullshit. That one pissed me off. It's the worst season finale. The title should not have been titled Misa. I hate it just for that ending shot. The rest of the episode, I can't even tell you the rest of the episode. It's that ending shot pisses me off because they left out one thing and it's just fucked. So anyway, that's my rant. I'm done with it. I'll go back in order. Abby, what is your least favorite episode if you had to pick one?
None. Sorry.
No? Okay, fair. Glenn?
I don't like... I mean, there's a couple I could probably nitpick and stuff like that, but I am in general it seems like the way the seasons would go, which I wasn't a big fan of
2s, 3s, 4s,
like kind of the middle episodes where you had the premiere, which was just kind of oh cool, we
gotta catch up with a few
catch up and stuff like that, but you'd have those kind of middle episodes where it was just a lot of filler type stuff and not a lot of action and shit like that, and then it would just kind of give you hints here and there, but that's about it. And then towards the end of the season, you get all the action and shit like that. And I just didn't really enjoy some of those middle episodes, especially when I was watching them live. It's kind of I'm getting so jazzed, and then okay, nothing really happened.
Yeah, and I think that's where the ongoing joke of run-of-the-mill Game of Thrones episode thing kind of started, because that was where it was things happened. It was fine. And that was Glenn's summation of a couple of them. And
yeah.
And I think that's pretty fair on certain ones.
Yeah. So Luke, how about you? What's your And yours is one that actually nobody said.
which is really surprising.
Me
I
too.
noticed that because I am gonna kind of give what I think is like the most blatantly easy answer. Maybe that's just my opinion, but to me, one of the softest episodes is Unbent, Unbowed, Unbroken, season 5, episode 4. I didn't actually look this up because I don't really fucking care. I overly really don't dislike parts of Dorne. I think parts of Dorne are fine. It's whatever, but it's just kind of where I don't know. Even when there are certain plot lines that I didn't love in certain episodes, there's always still plenty of really good things. So, like, even in this episode, there's really good things that go on. I don't remember exactly what they were, but I remember that Terrence from Hogwarts Radio was on there, and I was like, at the end of it, I was like, this may have been the worst episode of Game of Thrones.
That was the knife fight, right? That was the, like, where Jamie shows up in Dorne.
I think
and, like,
so.
Like the fight and all
yeah,
that. And
the sand snakes are introduced as just these action figures.
and
and
they were introduced before Jamie got there. It was one episode before.
I don't. It might be. I don't remember. It is the knife fight one. It's you're right, but it's when we first see them actually in action.
Yes,
and it's just not very good.
No,
and
nothing against those.
And there was something else in that episode that I was like, I don't really care for this. It may have been some Arya stuff where it's just like still. It was even after like 3 episodes or however many, I was like, man,
why? Yeah,
I think that was 5. What was that? 5, 4,
I
5,
think
5, 3,
even
5,
Abby
4.
at this point was like, what is she doing?
Well, I was like, what's Arya doing? Why are we still here? And who are these sand broads? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's the combination of those two things where you're already questioning what the fuck is Arya doing, along with some Dorne not as good as it should have been.
And whenever Jamie, or who was it, Bronn that kills that actual snake, they don't consider that a sand snake. They killed the snake in the sand. That is a sand snake.
That is a tremor snake.
That's
a tremor sand snake. God damn it!
Exactly what you said, Glenn.
Yeah,
that's all I remember from that episode.
All right, we're gonna move on. Wait, thank you, Luke, for finally somebody saying that one because
I was really surprised that no one said that. What's wrong with you people? I mean,
they may have looked lower and seen that you can't use Dorne because
don't
that's
judge a book by its cover. Is what
but
they were saying.
Anyway, so. We're going to move on to the next question, and I'll come to you last, Luke, because I got to do that after you come back.
Actually, just getting more beers.
Oh, okay. Well, fair. So, Glenn and Abby, I'll leave this to you so I can run and make water for a second. Waldo, Where's Waldo book series fame, was charged with embezzlement and had to be on the run for a while. The law finally caught up to him, and upper management decided to part ways. Who, in your opinion, would be the best Game of Thrones character to fill this newly open position?
I actually don't understand this question at all.
I don't either.
First,
Glenn and I have been confused every time you ask this question.
Yeah, you and Glenn made this one up. Where's Waldo in his embezzlement scheme? Fucking Waldo.
You want to go first or me?
I'll go first because since the, I don't know, maybe 4th episode of the entire series, I've been saying, where's Benjen? Consistently.
Where's Benjen?
I mean, where's Benjen? Where's Benjen?
Right.
And I get that we get an answer, but I think like 6 strong seasons of wondering where Benjen is qualifies you. I mean, your resume is looking pretty sharp.
Right. You need to get a white and red striped sweater and hat combination, put some glasses on, and yeah.
Ooh, I'm coming. I have the costume. I'm going to be Where's Waldo? Season 8, episode 1, our live stream on Monday. That's what I'm dressing as.
You have a costume already?
Well, it was my Christmas jammies, but it's his costume.
So are we discussing? Cool. Sorry.
Yeah, we're still on the Waldo question.
Okay.
She said
that was quick.
She said Benjen is her Waldo.
Okay.
Because me personally, I've asked the entire time, where's Benjen?
Yeah. I like that answer. I will go my answer. Who's Waldo? I will go with Jorah Mormont. Right. Just because, like, he's got to be. The thing about Waldo is, like,
and here's the thing.
He blends in really well. But it's just like once you find it, it's like so obvious that oh, he's right fucking there. Like, how did I miss that and stuff like that? I think Jorah is just kind of one of those characters where. He's obvious, like he does things or whatever. He's like obviously a character, but he could easily be forgotten about.
Yeah, no, I know. Very well said. And that kind of goes exactly to my answer. I have Dolores Ed, and yes, I said it that way on purpose to all you Complainers.
Dollar Bill Ed.
Dollar.
It's Dolores.
Dolores.
It's Dolores.
That's what I'm saying. Dolores.
You're saying-
Dolores from Westworld.
saying-
Westworld.
Dolores Umbridge.
Dolores Ed. No, it's Dolores Ed. He's kind of the same thing as you, Glenn. He very much is that common face style. Like,
Yeah.
doesn't stand out in the crowd, but as soon as you know what you're looking for, okay, there he is.
Yeah.
You know, kind of thing.
Right.
So, and he, you know,
It's like kind of like the person at the party where there's Jim or whatever. Like, everybody knows Jim,
yeah,
but like
exactly.
they're like, was Jim at the party last night? I don't remember him.
He did a British exit. That's actually called an Irish exit, Glenn.
I do like Sasuke, Sarah's response. My actual vote for Waldo is Book Tycho Nestorius because he has that distinct hat too. You know, has the tricorn it's a tricorn hat, right?
I don't specifically remember, but I know that Tycho Nestorius is probably my favorite actor in
Yeah.
all the show.
Well,
I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that.
I know that
you have time.
my hat, it has 3 corners.
Yeah.
And 3
3
corners
corners.
has my hat.
Do you
So-
like my hat?
So, Luke,
no,
did
I
you
don't like your hat.
Did you come up with an answer
Goodbye.
for this question? Honestly,
I did. So Where's Waldo is clearly Roz because Abby has no the fuck clue who she was ever. So
yeah.
ex post
Not
facto.
once. Yeah.
Well,
Not
like,
once.
how about
the
like-
market research is done?
And then I'm like, hold on, wait. Oh shit.
No, and then,
Joffrey,
like, she
did he
shows
kill
her-
Rose?
Esme
she shows her,
Bianca.
vagina, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I know her now."
Oh,
yeah.
I know her there.
That one.
Shout out to AU
That good looking
for,
vagina.
SJBianca.com is always on my PC.
I'm just gonna start throwing
I mean-
quarters at all these bras. Just find
That's okay.
find
All
out.
right.
So you
all
know how
right.
you put dollar bills in the G strings at a regular strip club? What do you do in Okinawa or Japan when your dollars are 100 yen coins?
You make it
Slip
hail.
them in.
You make it hail. You don't make it rain. You make it hail.
Yeah, I don't know. I,
You know, like
I
when
never
you're in
went
grade
to
school,
Play,
you snap
Yeah.
them.
Like-
Yes,
you
that's
gotta
like-
do the
Tiddlywinks. You ever played
Yeah.
Tiddlywinks?
Oh, no, I was thinking the quarter spinner game. Everybody ever played that one? You take quarter, you spin
Oh,
it,
yeah.
and the next person
Bloody-
has to get, and yeah, bloody
Bloody
quarters.
knuckles.
Whoever drops it, they have to put their fist down. Yeah, that's what you do with all the quarters into the stripper. Just
I think I don't want 100 yen. Like,
100.
give me
yen.
5,000 yen.
Make it rain.
bills in my
Make it hail.
G
I'm making
string.
a hail.
Pew 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 pew.
There's actually a bottle cap shooter. I believe probably would work with quarters. You pop it off and just you get get a clip of them. Just
Hey Pesci, here's a nickel. Say Yugoslavia.
All
Yeah,
right.
I say words really funny.
All right, back to the
Yugoslavia.
boring questions, as Luke says. I'll start with you, Luke, on this one. Who is your favorite character in the show? And you can't go show or book. I've allowed that, however you want to take it.
I'm really, really bad at favorites in general. But I want to give a big shout out to Davos.
Okay.
I think morals, he's there. He does his best trying to get Stannis to do the right thing. And Stannis knows that. That's why he keeps putting Davos in that situation. He's been good in every situation he's been in. He's
He's a Hufflepuff,
he's witty. He's clearly a Hufflepuff. Check out Hogwarts Radio episode releasing tomorrow morning for discussion
Yes.
on all of that.
Hence the reason why we've all pre
That was why we were late.
Yes.
Because we had a lot of fun on the Hogwarts
Find
Radio
out
recording.
why we were late.
Find out. You'll learn more later, like tomorrow morning, when that episode releases.
And drop that link when you can, Luke.
Or Terrence in the chat. If drop that link.
well, he's not.
He was. I saw him.
No, I'm saying
Let's
not
just
modded.
let's just pass the buck to
Anyway, so I really like Davos. I think he's fun. I think he's funny. I think he's witty. I think he's responsible, and he's just a good character to have around. In general,
Fair.
all he's done is grow to be a ripe old age.
Fair. Glenn?
Absolutely. Favorite character?
Mhm.
I would say the Hound.
Okay.
I just like his one-liners are just second to none.
Guess I'll change mine. No, go ahead. No.
But he just and he's one of those where I like the arc that he's on, like kind of like a douche, dick cock butt at first,
Fucking dick cockbutt.
and then like
Douche
kind of you can see him kind of changing his ways, changing his stripes, if you will, and his one-liners are just awesome. Like, hey, that's the guy who killed Lami. What the fuck is a Lami?
What the fuck is a Lami?
Yeah, and I actually do agree with you. It took me a while to think of this because, like I said, I've been doing all these and hearing everybody's, and I was like, I don't want to do the same. I mean, Arya has always been my go-to. Like when I read her chapters, and it's like, yeah, I've always been drawn to Arya. I love her. Sansa's my new character that I most want to read the next chapter on from Winds of Winter.
Save that thought. Lady Laura Dane wants us to prove that we're live. Hi, we're live.
Hi, hello, cheers,
Cheers.
Everybody
drink. We played this. We
I have to get more
pre-recorded this
wine,
so
and it's so
effectively.
far away.
Right? Yes. So
Sorry. Yeah. Next chapter. Arya.
So
Yep.
next chapter is Sansa because we've got the Arya Mercy. But I was thinking about it, I'm like, who's the one that in the show especially that grabs me and that I care about and like that I just like, and it's the Hound. He's just a good dude that's grown up in a bad situation and he's trying to now make the best of it. And so I absolutely agree with you that Sandor is my favorite. I shouldn't say he's the best character. He's my favorite character. So Abby, how about you?
So I'm gonna go again. I think I should pick Arya because
You
think
want
she
to?
is.
I mean, I understand
It's
it.
not that she's
Go with
not.
your heart,
it's-
Abby.
I just feel like that's really obvious, at least for me, or maybe a lot of people. I have said multiple times that, like I am an Arya. I was fighting that, hey, don't tell me I can't because I'm a girl. Let me prove I can't. Like, since I was 4, at least. So
try
that
living
has,
up next to that. Growing up
Yeah,
next to that. Jesus.
yeah, I was an Arya. Definitely. Like, before being an Arya was cool. I was a tomboy before it was cool because that's just me. So,
That's not
Any-
you.
I had to change it because Arya, that's just me. But I'm gonna pick somebody, my next favorite or whatever. I'm gonna go with Tormund.
Okay.
And
nice.
actually, Terrence in the chat tonight, because of who he sorted, like, or where he sorted him in his house and his reasoning behind it, is almost like the epiphany of why I like Tormund so much.
You mean
I'm gonna
epitome?
use the analogy of
You said epitome.
he's a really good Indian. He
Yes.
was
When there are
campa-
plenty of chiefs.
when there are plenty of chiefs, and I have told you in the chat and on this channel before, like, I don't want to be president. I don't want to be in charge. I just want to be like not in charge. My job reflecting me. I don't want responsibility of other people. And I think that is Tormund. And I think that his mindset of, you want me to go Eastwatch? Sure, I'll go to Eastwatch. You want me to come down with you? Sure. You want me to go back north of the wall? Okay. Because I'm here and I'm
want me to
going to
suck your
do it
dick?
and I'm willing and I'm going to do a good job. But I'm going to like put my trust in others to get the whole rallying thing. I'm going to worry about myself, kind of. Like my
But
performance.
effective within the system that's built around.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to do a good job and I want to protect those people, but I don't want to have all that responsibility. I just very much respect people who are like that. I think a lot of people are. Like, I just want to do my part and make the world a better place.
And give people shit where it's deserved.
Yeah, and
I
have a
also
good time.
really, really love Tormund's introduction when John enters that tent and John thinks that
Yes.
he's Mance Rayder because
Yeah, and
that's
he
it's
kneels.
kind of like
He
led
wouldn't-
to him. He's like walked
Mhm.
up to him. He's sitting in the middle of the room,
Yeah.
and
And
Tormund's
he's a
like,
giant of a man.
This is-
"Oh yeah, he looks like a
This
natural
is the leader
leader
of the pack over there.
Yeah.
Vroom, vroom.
Yeah.
Right.
leader.
Rather than-
Yep.
Mm.
All right.
And
so-
if you want to see him in something different, The Last King, not The Last Kingdom, The Last King on Netflix.
Mhm.
I know it's on there. It's a good movie.
nice.
Last Kingdom is
Coolest-
also a good show.
It is a very good show, also, but like intense
Search 'em both.
skiing
Add 'em
with
to your list.
arrows, amazing.
Yeah.
Last King.
And shout out to Christy of Oldstones because I just started Umbrella Academy and it's very, very good.
You
It's
mean
like-
Septa Unella Academy?
Septa Umbrella?
yes, the Septa Umbrella Academy. So next question.
Are we on question 3 yet?
We're on section 3. This is sections. Well, there's multiple. We're on section 4. We're on
Four.
section 4.
5, right?
No, this is 4. Yeah, 4.
Still continuing on.
We're on characters.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna answer this one first. Who is your least favorite character? And the reason I'm answering it is because me and Luke agree, and I don't want to steal it, but I do. Fucking Shay. Fucking Shay.
Exactly.
One of the best nicknames though that
Yes.
we came up with.
Which is
Shea Stadium.
Hashtag Shea
Hashtag
Stadium.
Shea
Because-
Stadium.
All of the good nicknames are from Glenn. Let's be
Yeah.
very
Hell
clear
yeah.
about that.
Because
Yeah.
Shea Stadium is where the Mets used to play ball.
And they both
and
sucked.
they suck.
That's true, but also
However, Shea Stadium holds about 45,000
35
people
to 44
a night, and that's how many get inside Shea.
Exactly.
That's how many get their
So-
tickets stamped in for attendance
Yeah.
for Shea Stadium.
Yeah. And so it's,
45,000 a night.
you can go back and rewatch our previous episodes. You can go back and watch episode club. Anytime Shay was on screen and I had something to say about it, I had hashtag Shay rant. Shay on the show is the absolute worst character ever introduced, even beyond Kat, because Kat was pretty much played the way in the books.
Hey
Shay,
Ben,
I'm
fuck
not
you.
getting into it. It was a joke.
There were death eyes
There were
across the
death eyes.
table.
It was meant jokingly because I don't want to get into it.
I know.
But
I'm just teasing you.
but yeah, so Shay though, absolutely worst portrayal. And apparently the actress is very sweet and very kind, and nothing against her. It really wasn't her. It was the way the character was written for her, and so that's it. Anyway, anybody else like to go, Luke? I know I kind of
Shea Stadium.
Yeah.
I don't like what the character, even in the books, I don't like what the character does to Tyrion. It's one of those, I just kind of feel it's unnecessary. It's just like, you're smarter than this. Get the fuck over it. Stop. I know you're growing up, you've been lonely and all these things, but it's just painful to be around. And I'm not saying that it shouldn't happen. I'm just saying it's painful and it sucks to see it because it's so shitty for a character that at that point, I think everyone loves. Even in the books, like he hasn't done anything at that point where it's like, okay, that's pretty fucked up, which happens later on. Abby, you'll get there.
yeah.
But I think it's just tough to watch, and it's worse in the show. I think a lot. It definitely listen to Close the Door podcast for the book side of it to give really good analysis on why the show, the book character is a lot more valuable. I have a hard time translating those comments to the show because it's done very, very differently.
Yeah, and just the best way to put it is her death. She had to grab for the knife for Tyrion to choke her out. When in the
Right,
show, when
and
in the
that's-
books, it's he choked her out because she
Blah
pissed.
blah blah blah
yeah,
blah
so-
blah blah.
sorry,
I don't know if I've heard this actually.
Yeah, basically Shay pissed him off and he choked her out instead of her.
Yeah,
going for
I've
the-
already heard
Yeah,
this,
it's
I
not
think,
self-defense. It was just pure murder, which I was perfectly fine with. But they had to whitewash Tyrion, and it's the whole Shay story as a whole. Anyway,
I feel-
Abby, go ahead.
Just going along with this, I do think Shay is probably pretty annoying. I can't really think of somebody else
She's
I hate more.
Funny though.
Ramsey.
Funny.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Ramsey. I don't like Ramsey. I think he's like evil incarnate, and he's just terrible. But I think he's unnecessary type, like plot device or whatever you smart people want to call him. But with Shay, I thought it was so. Watching through the first time, I'm like, okay, guys, like she's not that bad, and I was taking her side on some things, like. People like to hate on her for the danger's not so bad. They're not going to hurt me. They're not going to do this. And I just took it as if it was somebody I was in love with, like the danger doesn't matter. I'm going to act like it's not there because I'd rather be here with you in danger than be apart. And there's many situations where I gave her that kind of benefit of the doubt, taking it as I would, this person that I just love so much. So I'm going to downplay the danger, even though I know it's there. But then I saw what happens after, and I don't think I will ever be able to watch it that same way I did the first time.
Mhm.
Like it, and even at that trial, I was like, yeah, you're dead to me. Like, I'm done defending you. We're done. And I'm not the biggest, like, Tyrion's the best guy ever. Like, I've questioned him. He's not been the best guy ever to me. But I like him. But Shay right there, see ya. I don't know. I'll go with her. She's terrible.
Can I give a real quick honorable mention to a favorite character that would never get mentioned?
Yeah.
No.
Carsey
Yes.
from Hard Home.
Yes. Val.
Awesome.
Val
yes.
incarnate.
Probably 10 minutes of screen time. Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that so that Bridge likes me more because
No.
You gotta
you know.
do the politics.
You said
I'm
that
just
name
doing- I'm doing
and
the
I knew
politics.
who it
No,
was
no,
because
I-
she was awesome.
Oh, yeah,
10
and-
minutes.
Right? I mean, that's the only episode she's in, and you just. I think it's pretty easy to fall in love with her just
Yeah.
because it's like has her shit together. She's here fighting
Real
for
deal.
everything, and then it just like that bittersweet. It gets taken away from her. It just
Yeah.
I don't know. It's really, really memorable. And I
No,
think
I
I want to throw that
absolutely-
into also why Hard Home is my favorite. Just for that one character.
Yeah, no, I absolutely did. My only gripe
there as
with
well.
her, because she's not the character of Val, I just put the Val.
It's not Val. It's not Val at all, really.
Yeah,
it's
Val's
very,
not a
very,
warrior.
very
You're
different.
right. Val's not a warrior.
It's
and-
very different.
Yeah, no, you're right. I just attribute it. Like I said, if she had been kind of a dirty blonde comparatively to the black haired,
I'm glad they made it different.
Yeah,
Because it's
No,
so
you're-
different that it would have been like, get the fuck out of
yeah.
here.
No, you're right.
Get
you're
out
right.
of town,
and
dude.
I'm okay with it. It's one of like again.
What do you
Might
make
as
like a tree? Hey, get the fuck out of here.
You dick
All
cock-
right,
you
Glenn.
dick cock, you son of a bitch.
Glenn, how about you? Who's your
Bitch.
least favorite character?
Least favorite, kind of like Abby was saying, like Ramsey was her least favorite, but necessary. I'm kind of like on the same thought of Microfinger's my least favorite, but necessary. Like I just don't like him as a
Micro.
person. Yeah, but he's like necessary in the story. Like he needs to be there. But I think he's a little cocksucker.
Little dick cockbutt.
Right.
Yeah, and I think he's certainly interesting and kind of required that chaos factor, that intrigue factor throughout, but especially towards the end, it gets shitty.
Right. It's like you're such a piece of shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of gets Jorah Mormonted a bit of like, wow, your only characteristic that you're bringing to the show is that you're fawning over this underage girl at this point. It's like,
Yeah.
once you've kind of
But, like,
outlived your
yeah.
usefulness, get the
He's-
fuck out of
he's,
here,
like,
I guess.
Kinda had fingerprints and all this kind of shit and like shady stuff and whatnot. Like it was like at one point, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Agreed. Microfinger.
Yeah. No.
Hashtag Microfinger. There's
That was our
Microfingers.
first nickname.
That was
Well, I know-
years before we even had this podcast.
yeah.
Glenn we started calling it Microfinger.
Lady Sansa. You
Sansa.
look for my microfinger.
Shout out to
It's really small.
Johnny B. Crazy
Problem.
again, who does the best creepy microfinger. It's on par to Smarmy Luckhart for the smart or the creepy little finger microfinger.
Johnny Be Crazy does do a really good one.
Yeah. Oh,
I love that guy.
I've been
Sean
watching.
And you do a good Johnny B. Crazy
Doing-
Microfinger.
Yeah, I've been listening to him enough that I can pick it up. So
Follow
all right.
him, subscribe to him on YouTube for sure.
Yeah.
Mods,
Sansa.
please drop Johnny B.
Yeah,
Crazy's.
drop
And-
Johnny B.
and
Crazy
Luke,
Bridge
you
for
do a good
Mackenzie.
Benji doing
I do a really good, Benji impersonation.
Johnny B. Crazy doing microfinger, and I do a really good Luke doing Benji.
But no one can top Abby doing Glenn's impersonation of Luke.
As
All
Luke
right,
would
all
say,
right, back on track.
run
Back
of
on,
the mill.
back on the
there's
Trojan.
no, oh, Jojo Train. Oh,
Back on the
Jojo
Trojan
Train.
train.
Stop with the foul.
Keep an eye out. Keep an eye out for Monday night for that.
Jojen Train.
All right. Last part of section 4. Who do you most want to have a drink with? Glenn, I'll start with you.
So, I picked Tyrion,
Okay.
and I think, like, to have a drink with someone, you want to have someone who wants to have a drink, obviously, who's gonna enjoy. It's gonna be a fun time, and he likes to play drinking games.
He does. It's fun. See how much fun
Look at
we're
how much
having?
fun we're having. You were elsewhere. You wanted to be here, but you were elsewhere.
That's
And you-
too vague. That's too vague.
No, I just think it'd be a good old time. Somebody who enjoys drinking and other people drinking.
How do you know this?
That's what I do. I drink and I know things.
So that he said it perfectly right there. That's what he does. He drinks and he knows things, and I would like to drink.
And he's probably a
Two.
Hufflepuff.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
might
We
be.
did. Yeah, that was one that didn't
I
get
said-
sorted today.
Puff.
I said Slytherin.
He was in there.
No.
Tyrion.
Oh,
was it?
Tyrion. Oh,
Tyrion.
sorry.
I said Slytherin because
My head,
Cersei's
my
gonna
brain's on the
sabotage the
tire.
whole thing and
Yeah, that was a good reasoning.
Yeah.
Pay him off.
pay him off and let him go with those assholes in Slytherin.
See, I was listening.
Exactly. All right, Abby, who do you most want to have a drink
Drinks
with?
and He listens to stuff.
I'm
Drinks any audiobooks to things.
gonna go with Davos, and my reasoning is one, I love Davos, right?
Yeah.
Number 2, he tells hard truths. But number 3, the most important reason is
Fermented crab.
well, no, I don't really want fermented crab. I don't need all that. But we'll keep that on the down low.
Sure, never mind.
However,
Not
he reminds me of my kind of uncle Gene McEntee.
okay.
And
yeah.
I randomly went
Dude.
out. And I randomly went out and I drank where he was drinking at the Why Not.
Well,
And
why not?
I
At
had
the
the best
Why Not.
time.
One of the best bar names ever.
Yes.
We're
The
going out to the
Why
Why
Not.
Not.
Why not?
Yes.
Why are you going there?
So,
Why not?
like, when I think about who do I want to go have a drink with, I want to go drink with Gene McEntee because he was cool as shit and he carves little birds out of wood stuff and he's amazing. And then let me listen to his ear hearing aids, and it was the best night of my life. But
Tell me about
Davos
the
reminds me of him, and that's why I want to go.
Nice. Nice. Luke, how about you?
I'm going to go with Dolores Ed.
Yeah.
Because, why? Again,
Dude.
why not? Like,
Why not?
That dude knows some
why not?
shit. Like, and
Yeah.
just talking about, like, witticisms, hanging out. You're going to be cracking up the whole fucking time just from the driest of fucking Sahara Desert
Yeah.
fucking humor.
Sense of humor.
As Glenn would say, sense of humor. And I just think getting him drunk would maybe crack him, like, just a little bit.
Like the dryness would like go and
It would moisten
yeah.
a touch. And he would realize that he's telling jokes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the main reason.
No.
Yeah, I
I-
think he'd be fun to have a drink with
I can
for sure.
appreciate that.
Okay.
So I did have my answer was Gior Mormont because I do like I think he would be a cool one just to sit and get hammered with because you would hear all the shit that went down because he doesn't really keep secrets. He's honest when he talks.
Is it
to
secret? Is it safe?
Exactly. Gior Mormont would be fun as fuck to get drunk with. But honestly, the one I most want to have a drink with, I just thought about this as I went to make water, Hot Pie. Because I get hungry when I'm shit-faced, and he would make a killer fucking pie or bread, or, yeah, as I'm sitting here watching Luke eat a turkey leg. I did have some of it earlier, and it was very good. But,
We made these.
Nice.
We raised these turkeys.
But it's Hot Pie would be one that I would just love to have around, because he's kind of that dry sense of humor, too, where
All right.
let's
eat.
let's eat. All he cares about is food. He knows his role, and
We're
when
drunk,
he's
we're hungry.
he is passionate about it, and I give full respect for Hot Pie. So I'd love to get drunk with Hot
Let's
Pie.
go to Taco Bell. No.
No.
I got some food we can make.
Oh, yeah.
What do you have in the cabinet? You got some flour? We're good.
Exactly. Exactly.
He's like the MacGyver
You
of,
have
of
flour
the
and
kitchen
salt.
pantry, and he's just pulling
I
shit,
brought my own baking
making
soda. It's
dishes
fine.
and shit
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I could really go for tonight?
Great.
Some Jack in the Box.
Oh, Jack in the Box
JB.
tacos?
Yeah.
Dipped in
Yes.
ranch? No, the
and
Munchie
a
Box,
breakfast Jack, a good old BJ,
Good
shit.
old
And I live in,
BJ.
I
A
live
good
in
old
North
drive-through
Carolina.
BJ.
I think everyone
We don't
would like
have
a
those
BJ.
here.
Exactly. And shout out to AK. She made a great point. That, and he would have some good gossip from the Crossroads.
That's true.
Yeah, dude,
That's
he's
true.
You
hearing
can meet
everything.
me at the
Yeah, yeah.
crossroads.
You know, hell, he told Arya about the North. He knows
Bone
the
Thugs and Harmony, baby.
Who
Yeah.
needs TMZ when you have hot pie?
Real quick, other shout out to the chat. Bridge brought up a really good point that I considered throwing in here when I was thinking of it. He said Grey Worm, and I was like, I almost put Grey Worm and
Grey
Missandei
Worm.
just
Yeah.
to try to get
It's
them. Missandei was getting it. She was
Yeah.
understanding what being drunk is. Grey Worm.
We used to play games.
We
Well,
need
the
to
girls
work
did.
on that. We need to. I would say crack that nut, but that's a really bad euphemism for
For
Grey Worm.
Worm. All right, we're done with the character section. I think this is a Glenn question.
Character.
Is the next one the bar fight question?
It's a combination.
It's a combination. All right, so this is a Luke and Glenn collaboration. You find yourself in a bar fight. Speaking of drinking, you find yourself in a bar fight. You have 3 Game of Thrones characters as compadres of your team. Who instigates the rumble? Who finishes the melee? Who's missing in action during said scuff? And lastly, what song is playing on the jukebox?
So really quick, like the inspiration behind this question was: have you ever seen the movie Dirty Work with Norm Macdonald?
It's been
Let me
years
surprise
and
you.
years.
Chris
Nope.
Farley?
I've seen it. It's been probably 22 years.
Abby, I haven't seen it.
Anyways, like they get in a bar fight, and like Chris Farley, it's basically like Norm Macdonald and Artie Lang are like these best friends, and like Chris Farley is like one of their, but not like best friends,
Yeah.
but he's like a guy that like at the bar that hey there's Tim or whatever, But anyways, like they're about to get in this fight, and Chris Farley like runs over to the jukebox, like, "All right, we're about to get into a fight. We need some good music or whatever." And then he's like, "All right, F8, Guns N' Roses, let's go." And then like somebody taps him on the shoulder, like, "You just press F7." And then, like, and then what plays is, "If you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain," and just like that not good fight inspirational fighting music that he was thinking of.
I kind of took a little bit from my answer on that one, but I will start with you, Glenn, since this was your favorite. So who starts your fight?
Big Bobby B.
Nice.
Again, shout out to Davos Fingers
Yes.
for the proliferation of the nickname Big Bobby B on that one.
Yes.
For sure.
All right. And who ends the fight?
Ends the fight, I would say Hodor. May or may not be warged by Bran.
Okay, fair.
So,
And who's missing in action during the scuff?
I would say Jock and Hagar just be like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna win this fight. We got our ace in the hole over here, Jock and Hagar. Where the fuck did he go? Where's he at?
He's in the chick's head now. What the fuck?
Jock and what the fuck?
All right, and most importantly, what song's on the jukebox?
Have you heard that the bird is the word?
Bird.
A mow mow, mow mow.
Ooh, mama.
Bird.
All right.
Bird is the word.
Abby, I'll go to you next. Who starts your fight?
Okay, so I just figure if I'm out drinking, right, with my pals, it's girls' night.
Oh.
Duh.
It's
And let's
It's
see,
ladies' night.
It's
and
Thursday,
we're
ladies' night. We
feeling
got
right.
to breathe.
Cocaine.
So, anyways,
Okay.
and if we're being extremely honest, which I'm pretty drunk at this point, I probably started the fight.
That's true. Gertie
Gertie
didn't go
starts.
home. She
Yeah.
went to the middle of the dance floor and stepped
And
on
I got
everyone's toes.
mouthy and said, "Sorry, that means your team forfeits." And then
All
she
right,
got
so-
told to go home, and she didn't.
So who's
it's
breaking
cool.
up your fight?
It's not breaking up the fight.
well,
It's who finishes the melee? Like
finishes.
who
Fine.
finish him?
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yes. Who's
That would
ending
be-
the fight?
It's not like
Brienne.
guys, knock it off, please.
That's the first time I said breaking it up.
It's not. Nope.
Brienne
Did I
de
say
la Tarth.
both?
Several times. I was
Yeah.
like, that is not the question.
Well, yeah, I know.
The melee is finished. The finisher.
Finish
Finish him is Brienne or Brienne of Tarth.
Okay.
What's her finisher move called?
It's called
Oath
Duh.
finisher.
jump in the air and do a big old kick in a bikini because you're in that fucking game where the girls don't wear clothes.
Yeah, like DOA, dead or alive.
That's what it's called.
Yeah. Volleyball.
Right. And then Abby, because Benji's distracted.
Yes,
the next part of your question is who's missing in action?
Well,
in the
that's
fight.
easy for me. It's Roz.
Roz missing in action.
Whereas
Nice.
she's actually
Yeah.
there. She just not recognizable.
And so like
Where the fuck is Roz?
the underlying story of,
I'm right
of
here,
this
bitch.
question was that the person missing action is the one going to put the song onto the jukebox while the fight's
Fair.
going on.
Like the
Okay.
Chris
Well, she
Farley.
probably would do
Yeah,
that
sure.
for me. She was a witty, intelligent lady, but I just don't know who she is.
So then what
It
song
could
is she
be
playing?
worse. Your nose could
It's
get knocked by a
thunder.
side
Feel the
whore.
thunder.
You son of a bitch.
Lightning and the thunder.
Oh man, that song was that
I'm
Imagine
sorry.
Dragons?
Yes.
It is Imagine
The
Dragons,
Nickelback
and
of
my
today.
children love it. And we
And,
listen
you
to
know,
it
I don't
every
mind
single
them.
day.
This is how
Yeah.
you remind me.
Yeah, I don't mind. I shout out to like to say shout outs, but I don't mind Imagine Dragons. It's catchy. It's fair for what it is. It's okay. It's
For
good.
first grade soccer, it's great pump up music.
Yeah,
It's fine.
it's safe. It is what it is.
It's
I
fine.
like
I know Luke wants to like just go,
no,
but
it's fine.
He's
fine.
crawling
All right, so
on the
anyway.
skin. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So Luke, who starts your fight?
Mira.
Your Reed.
For sure. Mira Reed. She's got her fucking ball. She's got her chains. No, not in this house. No Dave Matthews Band in this house.
Crap.
No,
I had a lot of rules when I
she's got
stayed
her
with you.
she's got her net, she's got her spear, and she is starting this fight.
Nice. Who finishes the melee?
Hodor,
Hodor.
definitely warded by or skin changed by Bran.
There you go.
Nice. And who's missing in action?
The entire Jojen train. I feel like David Blaine showed up and just disappeared the Jojen train.
Nice. And
The last train
what
on.
songs on the jukebox?
Make Total Destroy by Periphery, because we need some actual good music here.
All right, fair. All right, and
Come on, it's called Make Total
so-
Destroy. Are you kidding me?
I don't know the song.
I will
so
put it in the chat.
that's fine.
Everyone should listen to it.
So
Listen to more Periphery.
So mine, who starts the fight? It's Nymeria. She comes in asking some random dude, "You want the good girl, but you need the bad pussy."
Oh God.
And so that starts the fight. Olena Tyrell, like a boss, comes in and just slaps the fuck out of the other dude's chick, and Nymeria stop that shit, puts an end to the fight, hands down. Person missing in action is Joffrey, because Tywin sent him to bed early because he was a little tired. And then on the jukebox is, "Hey, don't write yourself off yet. It's only in your head you feel left out and looked down on. Just do your
Do
best.
your best.
Do everything you can. It's only in your heart you feel that way. And you're away. It just takes some time." And
Damn
Jimmy
Little bit in the middle.
Sorry.
Jimmy
What the-
8 World was here in St. Louis like a month ago.
Yeah, I did not go to the show. But
I did not go to the show.
I
but I
was
heard that on the
almost
radio.
drunk
No,
enough to
it's-
get up and
it's
dance,
literally
and then I remembered
like my
my
number one
femur's
karaoke
broken.
song, because
No.
it's very baritone, monotoned, and there's like nothing too high, nothing too low. I'm like right in my wheelhouse.
Just like your balloon.
Exactly.
Nothing too high,
nothing too high, nothing too low. Just right.
House helium.
House
Nothing too high, nothing too low.
So no, but yeah, Jimmy World. You hear that song and you see a fight going on, that'd be awesome. So anyway, that's yeah.
My honorable mention for songs was Tub Thumping, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. All right.
Or what about some "Let that bodies hit the floor"?
Ooh, yeah, Deadpool. Nothing wrong with that.
All right, so we went through that section. So we're on to the actors,
Drowning
actors,
pool.
actresses themselves. Whenever I say actor, I mean actor or
Jimmy
actresses.
Drowning Pool.
Everything. So who in your opinion, or who's your favorite actor? And if it's the same, who is the best actor on the show? If it's different, you can go with both of them, at the same time, just to kind of make time easy. But Luke, I will start with you.
Who did I say? Favorite character, right?
Actor.
Actor. I think I said that. Yeah,
Favorite-
I went the same thing anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, Rose Leslie.
But no, it's a two questions.
Favorite actor.
And
is,
then who do you think is the best actor?
I know.
Okay.
I watched every single sit down with Sly.
Easy,
I know the
Gus.
questions. Easy, Gus. My favorite actor is Rose Leslie. I think
Okay,
she does
yeah.
an incredible job with Egret. I think it's underrated. I think it's just really, really well done. Sells the character. I think the best actor is Alfie Allen. I don't think there's several that can easily fit that, but to me, what he's been able to do with the Theon and Reek character is just otherworldly, a different level of actorship. Glennie, who's your favorite actor?
Favorite actor? Probably Rory McCann.
Yeah. What about your favorite, or who do you think is the best? Do you think he's also the best, or
I think the Dink is the best.
Dink? Yeah.
Peter Dinklage.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me who Rory McCann is?
The Hound.
Sandor.
Sandor.
Clown
Okay.
game.
Clownman.
Sandor
Clown.
Clowned.
The Clown.
This is why I don't feel like I have any authority on this question.
Yeah, but
'cause
you're doing fine. You're doing great, girl. You're
I'm
fine.
fine.
You're doing great, girl.
I got an at a girl. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't argue with either of those at all. Is there a reason you picked Rory McCann, like specifically, or
I don't like he was. I think the question earlier was like, who's your favorite character, and like that was my favorite character. But I just like the one-liners are just awesome.
and just sells them? I mean,
Right, and he does, and like just
and he does.
it was like no fucks given attitude, at certain times, and no reservations. I just like he's someone you can relate to, I guess. Being that everybody has had their face burnt off at one point or another in their life.
Does it have anything to do with seeing his penis on screen?
Well, we've seen penises before.
But
And
you said him,
your favorite character was Alfie Allen.
who doesn't have one anymore.
But you saw it
The sausage that was cooked up.
at one point.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, did you say that who your best?
He's done both of his. We're
Okay.
on to Abby.
Okay. Abby, who is your favorite actor in the show?
I am going to agree
showed
with
the
Glenn,
penis?
and that's because I have been watching a lot of like the behind the scenes stuff, and Rory McCann, which I didn't even know until this point was his name, apparently was talking about like acting and doing all this stuff, and he's like,
Plays the crap out of a
"Look,"
ukulele.
but he's like, "Look," they tell me, "Look, this is gonna be a bear. I'm a bear. I'm a bear. Like you're gonna come after me." And he's like, "No, man, you're like a green tennis ball, and your name's Todd."
Right.
And I was just like, "I love you," because he's like, "No, the fuck you're not." So I think a lot of who we get in the Hound, like those funny, like, "Go fuck yourself" moments, or just that real life, like, calm it down that he gives us, is really who Rory McCann is. I really enjoy watching his character. So sorry,
Nice.
Glenn, I stole your answer.
No, so who'd you say is the best actor in your
So,
opinion?
I stole
I have-
your answer.
No, you
What a
didn't.
bitch.
So I know everybody is saying Alfie Allen and Lena Headey, and I came into this saying I feel like I have no
I said
authority on
Dink.
this. I don't know anybody's names.
Yeah.
I try hard to remember them. I didn't even know that Charles Dance's name was Charles Dance before we started this. So honestly, who knows? But I'm gonna put this out here for and here we go. I'm gonna get her name.
Esme Bianca.
Who's the girl who plays Arya?
Maisie Williams.
Maisie
Maisie
Williams.
Williams. Okay, and maybe she's not the best actress ever, but here's my little kick for her. Her and Tywin, she's like what, 13, 14 years old,
At most,
she
at that
goes toe to toe with Tywin Lannister
Charles-
or
no, she
Charles
doesn't-
Dance.
The
Exactly.
motherfucking dance.
Yeah.
Like
get in the
yes,
bar fight.
Charles motherfucking Dance.
Not a bar fight.
I will never forget his name now, and
Tywin
I think
dance.
that is
Just look him up on Ali
incredibly.
G. You'll never
But
forget
I just
him.
think that is incredibly
I know you got that
impressive
one.
that a young girl
What'd you
can
say?
go toe to toe with
Just look him up
that
on Ali
actor
G.
and the actor that plays Jock and Hagar, and every single person that she's come up against as a child, then teenager, and then young lady. She has
Yeah.
never faltered to impress. So
Fair.
I'll give it to her.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And actually, that kind of ties right into because I cheated with this, because my favorite actors, it varies from sections of the series. From seasons 1 and 2, it's Maisie Williams. I think she killed it as a young actress. Not saying anything her later on work isn't great. It's just other people outshined her. But seasons 1 and 2, Maisie Williams as Arya was phenomenal. Season 3 and 4, Peter Dinklage as Tyrion killed it. He owned both of those seasons, and actually late season 2 even. But I wanted to make it a little easier. But seasons 3 and 4, Peter Dinklage just owned every second of the Tyrion Lannister role. And did everything with that. And seasons 5 through 7 is Lena Headey.
I agree with that.
She's absolutely been the best actress for the last 3 seasons. The best actor overall has been Alfie Allen. He has never wavered. There's never
Except for that one time. I'm just kidding.
but as the actor himself, and I've said this a couple times because Alfie Allen's been Alfie Allen and Lena Headey have been the two most named people on the Sit Down with Slies. And I agree with both of them. It's hard to pick one or two. Alfie Allen, though, has been the consistently just great actor, held the
It's
role.
also the character, Cersei's frustrating at times, and I think that, well,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
She's never changed. She's always been that narcissistic one character.
the situation around her is changed.
Theon, Enrique, he's had to change character and bounce between characters, at the same time, and just showing that diversity. And even his audition was using Reek,
Mhm.
not Theon, and showing that it was really good. So I think he's the most underrated actor. I love this.
I don't think he's underrated at all.
Hang on, I think as a whole, he's never going to get nominated for an Emmy. He's not like Lena. He's been nominated.
He might get nominated for a Grammy.
Exactly. So I that's why I say as a whole he's underestimated. People in the community, like
Vicky.
in our circle, we get it. We see what he's done, but as a whole, I think it's going to go underrated for his performance.
I want to give a big special shout out to Conleth Hill,
Yes.
Varys.
Well, I was also going to say Diana Rigg.
and Diana Rigg for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
those two. But yeah, Colin Hill, absolutely. He's never wavered. He's been lock steady.
One of the best face actors,
Yeah.
for sure.
When I picture Varys reading the books, I picture Conleth Hill.
Mhm.
That's That's
I do
various to
too.
me.
I agree.
You know. So all right. So we're done with the actor portion of the show. Thank God I didn't hit the X to close that out because I don't know how to pull that back up. All right. No cop-outs. I know you guys have heard me talk about this, and Abby walked away. That's fine. Other than Dorn, if you could replace one storyline from the show, how would you do it? If you wanted to take a book thing,
I wouldn't replace Dorn.
Well, that's fine.
Just making that clear.
Other than Dorn.
I'm just saying it's not. You can't use it as a cop-out. But you know,
I hate cops. So.
take a story. You know,
I don't.
You're out.
I'm okay with cops.
but storyline, book-wise, or your own feeling, how would you change it? I will start with you, Luke.
Rose Leslie.
Keep her alive.
Sorry, wrong answer. No. I know I made it very clear that I think Arya shouldn't have been in Bravos for so long, but what I'm really going to change is Lady Stoneheart. I really think that storyline should have been in there. I know Abby has read that part now or not. Either way.
Have you finished 3 yet?
You haven't
I
finished
haven't
3.
finished.
Okay. But I think the Lady Stoneheart drop it changes a lot of things in the story.
I don't know if I've
and
gotten...
it's one that when I first read it, because I read that part before I saw that part where it came up in the show, it was just one of those, that was one of the big holy fuck moments in the book of like, I'm a magic man. I like magic.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I like in my fantasy stories. I like the magic to be real. I like it to be
I got
there.
the magic in me.
Oh, I thought you were going with Magic Stick. I was like, oh, I don't know about Magic Stick right now. But I like the magic to be present and in your face at times, and I think the show really waters it down because they shy away from it because they try to make it more of a political intrigue more than I like, I'll say.
And I agree with you on that, but that's also the books. The books is more, there's more political intrigue than the story, than...
It's still very much there.
You're
All of the
right.
in narrative things were dropped. All of the wolf dreams are dropped.
Yeah,
other than
only...
Bran, like 1 or 2 times.
Well, yeah, exactly, because I mean, hell, you know, Jon and Arya, and the book wise, both are have wargame abilities, and anyway,
to me, it kind of all plays into that. Just more magic in general being prevalent through the stories, and Stoneheart is the biggest part of that.
Gotcha. Abby, how about you? Do you have anything you would change? Like, it doesn't have to be from the books itself, but a storyline just in general that you would...
Yes, I am reading Clash of Kings right now. I'm not super far into it, but I literally texted our Slack chat the other day, who the fuck is Jane? Like,
oh, yeah.
Jane Westerling.
Yeah,
girl
I'm
from
like,
the show.
Girl from show. This is a conversation
and
Abby and I just
Luke's
had.
like, that's why we always said girl from show. And I said, well, I always thought that was just because, like, the girl they described in the books was the girl it was different than the girl they showed on, like, screen. I didn't really understand it. And maybe it's not a huge thing. Again, I'm pretty early in Clash of Kings, so I'm not sure how big this will be. But, like, why does her name need to be Talisa? I don't understand. Was Jane... Like, what did it clash with?
These are the reasons I love Abby just catching up. Where it's
like,
there were so many things that
So
if she had any inkling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So my only thoughts of that...
Well,
really
I heard... So I'm mowing my grass while I'm listening to a lot of this. So I'm mowing, and I'm on crutches, you guys. I'm not supposed to be mowing my
mowing
grass.
on crutches?
I love
like
mowing my grass. I'm sorry. I love it. It's weird.
You need to come. You need to come 1,500 miles and take care of mine.
That definitely sounds like a Weird Al Yankovic album cover. Gertie,
I got one crutch,
hashtag band
top,
names. Mowing
one
on crutches.
crutch.
mowing on crutches.
Jesus.
Jesus.
So, anyways,
Mowing on crutches.
you better not touch my grass. If somebody comes and knocks my door and asks if they can mow my grass, I get really, like, super butthurt. Why the fuck would I want you to mow my grass? Get the fuck out of here. I mow my grass. But anyways, so I'm, like, mowing my grass when all this stuff is kind of going down, and I think it's, like, chapters later where they're like, and Jane comes in, and Rob, she's asked Catelyn, how do I comfort him? I'm like, who the fuck is Jane? Like, what? Who is this
You
bitch?
glossed over the first part of
Jane Doe.
Yeah,
Because
and that's why.
everything-
But like the Jane thing is why Rob forgives his mother for
But-
letting Lannister letting Jamie go.
So like,
Yeah.
why did that have to like? What was the point of that needing to change? I think the books are really great. So it's just little things like that. And there has been
She
while
looks
I was
more
reading
like a
like
Talisa than a Jane Westerling.
Yeah. Well, and
like
that
as
was kind of
I
what I was going to
reading,
say
little
is
things that were changed that just kind of don't make sense to me.
like
on,
Yara
that
and
kind of
Asha.
a-
You know,
yeah, like
that's-
I am intelligent enough to know that's two different names.
yeah. But my thing with Talisa, the only thing I can think of is
You mean girl from show?
girl from show.
She's
That
good
she's-
looking. I mean, I'm
she's-
cool with that.
We'll get
She
there.
was, she
will
was
get-
mentioned, and yeah,
we will get there. But so the thing with Talisa is they needed more exotic and fine, yeah, it's the whitewashing or non-whitewashing such as Zaro Duxus.
But Jane couldn't be some like Mexican or half like I don't even know Arabian. Like you
And
could
here's
be
the thing,
anything
I don't even
named
know
Jane.
Talisa. Technically, she just was that more exotic look, and so I think they took.
So,
Talisa,
Yeah,
the actress herself.
The actress herself was. I don't know her.
so they couldn't call
lineage
her
or
Jane.
Well, I'm not saying they couldn't.
Talisa Miger.
I'm not saying they couldn't.
She's from
have-
Volantis.
She's
That's
from-
her lineage.
Yeah,
You
but-
mean the actress? I know.
the actor. That's what I just said.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
That was
I
a
just
good
tried
time. I
typing
stumped you
"girl
all.
from show" into Google for IMDb. That didn't work.
yeah. So and so I think that was another thing that played into it was because there's so many.
Like the whitewashing of the whole thing.
Yeah,
and
there's
the
so many
only-
white characters that they were trying to bring it around, and I think
Portrayed
they-
by Una Chaplin.
Okay.
Yeah, descendant of
Hottie.
Mr. Chaplin himself.
Charlie.
Charlie. I
Charlie
believe,
shit.
I believe that's true.
Oh shit.
I
Okay.
believe.
Nice.
Wow.
Spanish British actress.
The more
Okay,
the more
so-
you know.
So yeah. So
Born June 4th, 1986. Would you like me to keep
no,
continue?
that's good. That's good. All right. So did I go with
Yeah,
this?
a granddaughter of the English filmmaker and actor Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
There you
so,
go.
So my answer, my first one is Lady
Mexican.
Stoneheart,
Mexican.
because it took until the second to last episode for somebody to mention
She
Lady
was
Stoneheart. And,
Chaplinish.
shout out to OTDA. He called it out for Lady Stoneheart. Or no,
It was Phil.
Phil. Sorry, Phil. Yeah.
Yeah, screw you, OTDA.
Don't listen.
I knew it was somebody without a picture,
Give somebody
without a
credit
video.
Where debit is due.
Yeah.
give somebody give OTDA credit where Phil H's debit is due.
Yeah, so it was actually Phil H. Yeah, he called out saying Stoneheart. I was like, fuck yeah, because I agree. I agree with you. I wanted the Stoneheart. I wanted a bit more magic, kind of stylized thing with that. But one I'll give her for a special shout out because I figured you would call out Lady Stoneheart too, Luke, is Harry the Heir. I wanted that. I want that fucking build up in the Vale. I want that storyline to go. I don't want Sansa, and that kind of ties into the whole Sansa fake Arya thing. I'd prefer to them to have had fake Arya, not Sansa, take that role. Let Sansa build up the fucking Vale, and so yeah, it's. I'll say Harry the Heir is the storyline that I wanted to see because that's what I'm looking forward to, seeing where that goes along those lines. So, on to the next part. I did the Dorn thing.
Oh, I gotta
All
turn
right.
pictures of Una Chaplin off. Sorry.
Well, you might want to leave them up because you could screen share them. Because who, in your opinion, is the sexiest character in the show, male and female? I will start with mine because mine's simple. It is Una Chaplin. It's Talisa, girl from show. I battled this back and forth. Like I'm like Roz, Marjorie. No, it's Talisa. She just drop dead gorgeous. As soon as I saw her, even in the scrubs, covered in blood, just like, yep, okay, that's Jane. First scene I saw with her, I'm like, that's what they're doing. That's Jane Jane Westerling. That's it. All right, cool. But to me, she's just gorgeous. I will give an honorable mention to Fat Waldo. I don't care. She is fucking cute. I will give her credit.
Ew.
Fat Waldo.
Yeah.
She is cute as shit. You know, she's just thick, but she is cute. So honorable mention. And I don't know, most of our show watchers will not be surprised. My male character, Dari 1.0, Ed Screen. Fuck yes.
Yes, that's
Who?
an actor you would get behind.
Yes.
Who?
I would let him get behind
in
me.
front
Ed
of, too.
Screen?
I'd get in front of him. I'd lead the way.
Ew.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Dari 1.0.
Oh,
No,
Dario
no one
1.0.
said it. No one.
Spread my butt cheeks for Shrek.
Shrek is love. Shrek is love.
It's all ogre now.
All right, so there's my answers. I am surprised no one
This is my
said any
swamp.
of those, but those are my two. So, all right.
I literally just typed in Shrek It auto predicted Shrek is love. Shrek is love.
Abby, I will start with
For
you.
the kids at home.
I'm sharing
Look
it
up
in the
Shrek
chat.
is love.
I'm sharing
Shrek
it in
is
the
life.
chat.
Yeah, no. All right, Abby.
So-
who are your two?
Male and female. I don't think anybody's gonna be surprised. I love her pants, which apparently in
Miss
England means underwear.
Sunday.
My Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah.
My Sunday.
Grave digger.
Fun day. Yeah. Masandi to me is just absolutely gorgeous. She just has like her presence, the way she carries herself, her body, like nothing about it like exudes sexuality to me, but all it exudes is like strength and how strong you can be as a woman. And to me, that is, oh, she's just flawless
She is
in my
pure
opinion.
skill. Like that is
Like-
what she's there for. Is just
like-
her character is skill, right?
Skillful.
Yes, and it's just so sexy to me. I love her, like every single bit of her, from the top of her curly little hair to the bottom of her perfectly tailored pants. Okay, that I love that girl.
All right. Guy wise, male.
I really think it's Tormund.
Fair.
Tormund. I thought you were gonna go with Corin
I
or Yoren. Both of them.
Yoren. It wouldn't be Corin. It would be Yoren.
Yoren.
I loved Yoren. But I love Tormund. Like, maybe if I had more time with Corin Halfhand, I am really, really drawn to people who do the right thing in understated ways. And I think that Yoren was such like a hero, and we get him for what? 2 seasons, maybe?
Who
No,
Tormund? He was
Tormund.
there in season 5.
No.
Season 3.
No, not Tormund.
Oh,
Yoren.
Corman.
Oh,
Yoren.
Oh,
We get him for like
we got him
2
for half.
seasons.
Yeah.
Arya-
Yeah, 2 seasons.
Yo- Arya is nothing without him doing for her what he did. And he didn't have to do that. Ned was dead. There's nobody to take him up. Like, that is so honorable and so hot and sexy. Tywin, maybe. But Tormund right now, he's alive, kicking. Hey, if he can fuck bears.
Fair. No, fair. Glenn.
you're a bear. I'm a bear. It's good.
We're all
Hey,
bears.
hey,
It's like,
there-
I'm a bear, bird,
Abby,
I'm a bird. Okay?
Check out a couple Bridge Force videos because I absolutely agree with some of the theories.
All right, so
the bear-
real,
Hypotheses.
Hypotheses, yes.
real quickly, I never got to say my other than Dorn.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. I'm sorry.
Good grief.
So yeah, real
No,
quick.
go ahead. I'm
This
sorry.
is
dude.
this is hard. This is our first time podcasting. Please bear with us, folks.
At any rate, so I know like the books, like Rob doesn't get a point of view chapter,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
So, like in the show, like there's a lot of these battles between Rob's army and the Lannister army that just kind of get like the start of the battle, and then blah 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 blah. Fast forward, end of the battle, and it was just kind of like, oh okay, what the fuck? Like you're just gonna skip?
And cut. How'd it go?
Yeah. Anyways, and I get that, maybe that's just because he didn't get a point of view where, some of these scenes were just shot at somebody else's point of view, or just Rob was just maybe like Catelyn's point of view, or after the battle and these, and shit like that. And then, what was I gonna say?
So we would come in after the battle,
Yeah,
and it would just be like, oh, and here's how it went.
and here's the results. Like, oh, like let's just simulate the battle, and then like, and I get that where they're trying to do like the whole Rob didn't have a point of view in the book, so it's kind of like trying to do that, which might make some of these other scenes and later in the series like Hardhome and the Battle of the Bastards, stuff like that, make it that much better.
More
just because we
important,
have not
yeah.
seen stuff like that, but at the same time, it would have been nice to see more kind of battles, more action. More battles
I think we would have
between those armies.
seen Oxcross. Like, people would actually remember that when it comes up in trivia. Like, it doesn't.
Yeah,
You don't fucking care because it's just mentioned. It's like, oh, there was a fight. Where was it? Oh, I don't know, Oxcross. Like, no one fucking remembers that. I was like, him and Tim Berners-Lee. It was Oxford. It was never called the Battle of the Mill. But that's okay.
Deal, but
I have a mill.
For John Q show watcher that doesn't read the
John
books,
Q Snow Watcher.
Before you did that,
they're gonna like more action.
A lot more.
Anyways,
less
okay, let's
talk
get to
and a
my
lot more
sexiest
action.
characters, male and
Glenn,
female.
who is your sexiest character, male?
I'm gonna say Drogon.
My favorite answer of the day. I saw that earlier, and I fucking
Should have been.
Aquaman's gonna get you wet.
No, Drogon,
Oh, Drogon.
not Drogo.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Whoa,
This should have been
not
human character. We
Drogon.
should have been.
He's looking for
specific
dragon
Glenn
cock.
here.
I need a dragon.
Don't
cock.
dragon shame him.
Glenn, you need to learn about
He likes
Reddit
that
r
hot beef
slash
injection,
dragons
though.
fucking cars. Just saying, it's a thing.
Dragons fucking cars.
It is.
Okay.
Yep.
HBIC.
Well,
High
my
quality
answer is still
beef
Drogon
injection.
for now. Favorite female sexy character, Nymeria, and I'm not saying Nymeria as in any human form of Nymeria. I'm saying the direwolf Nymeria.
Not Lady Nim, who is the most attractive of the Sand Snakes. To be fair,
Yeah.
To be fair,
Yeah.
although solid props to Tyene.
Yes, Tyene is.
Most beautiful woman in the world.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And Obara
What
is
are we
not
talking about?
bad looking. Yes.
We're
I'm gonna
talking about
look him up.
Nymeria the wolf.
Nymeria the wolf is the
We're-
sexiest
I'd be-
character.
Who's the sexiest sand snake?
That was a line in the show. Tyene, the youngest one.
The one that showed her tits.
She said, "I'm the most beautiful woman
Yeah.
in the world."
It
The-
was okay. It was
to me-
Tyene, so that
To
was
me,
my-
the best looking one is Lady Nim. The-
Yeah.
Like the
Me too.
mom.
No, that's Alaria.
Alaria's daughter.
No,
Yes.
Tyene is Alaria's
Tyene
daughter.
is Alaria's daughter.
You're
Duh.
bad at this. You're really bad at
Easy
this.
Gus.
Easy
Drinking.
guess.
Give me a
Yeah, you
trivia
know.
night where I don't fucking have a drink.
Everybody drink.
Give me
Everybody-
a trivia
everybody
night where I
drink.
have a good internet connection.
Cheers,
Fucking
Abby.
fiddle-diddle-diddle.
Gertie.
Hey, Abby got first on a question last night. She got 5 fucking points.
There you go, Abby.
Cheers to Abby.
Lifetime
probably
points.
She probably
7.
got 5 regular points too.
Yeah.
7.
But where are we at? I
My
mean, it's
other
all
point was
ogre
Garth
now.
Brooks.
Yeah.
It's
So,
all
all right. So
over
we
now.
did the
This is my
sexiest. Did
swamp
there.
now.
Did there. All right. We all know about the incredible abilities of the dire wolf. What other animal would you like to see dire-fied? Luke, I believe this is your question, so I'll let you answer first.
I don't understand this question at all. I did come up with this question, and I'm going to say either a dire rubber duck or a dire turtle, because in High Valyrian it'd be dire kintir. Kintir is how you
Dire
say
turtle?
turtle in High Valyrian.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, come on, who doesn't want a gigantic rubber duck that you can
Like one of those,
skin
Would you
change
rather
into?
face
Alligator snapping turtles.
Rubber ducky.
100
That kid, like-
sized ducks or
Or like a Galapagos.
So I mean,
You
obviously,
make
like the dire
Turtle.
turtle would make you think of like those 125-year-old
Yeah,
tortoises,
tortoises,
right? Like the
yeah.
giant tortoises. I'm saying bigger than that. Maybe okay. So a dire
So,
giant tortoise
Like
is what I'm looking
oh,
for.
wait,
Noggins.
like a turtle the size of like an elephant.
It's like a rhino. I'd go with rhino.
Rhino.
I'm looking for a rhino-sized turtle,
Rhino-sized turtle.
like the size
A
of
turtle?
I don't know, a Lincoln. You know, like a Lincoln Continental.
a Chevy Caprice classic.
I'm looking for a boat.
All right.
I want to use HM3 surf, or is that 4?
Dire ducky.
So
I don't remember.
I'm gonna go with mine really quick because I wouldn't mind seeing a dire possum. A dire possum would be fucking badass. Just swirl up, fucking breach any castle. But that's my honorable mention. I have told mine.
Come back to me.
I've told mine in the chats a couple times. If you've been paying attention, I want a dire corgi because that is my goddamn spirit animal. Small, lovable, and not vicious at all. But goddamn it, they're cute. So I want a fucking dire corgi. I want like one the size
Dire
of this table,
corgi.
like a corgi the size of this fucking table.
Okinawans love corgis, just so you know.
Hey,
I think
Random.
everyone loves corgis.
There's. I want a corgi.
not me.
I want a fucking corgi husky. Just
Does anyone want a Dire-po? Do you want a chance to watch season 8 with Dire-po and then keep her forever?
Enter our
Send us a
raffle
message.
below.
and you can and we
Click
will
in the
throw in
chat.
Drag Gunner for free on that challenge. All right, Glenn, what's your dire?
So I got a dire yodi, dire coyote, which would be like.
What are they? What kind of sound do they make? Auga.
Also, I could see Rich the Flying Dire Squirrel as a possibility.
Oh, you don't have your flying squirrel's head on, do you?
Hey, I hear
I
again
could
from the
get it
chat
if
that
need
Ben's
be.
mic is off.
No, it's not. I mean, it's not. Or at least
I hear it too. I just was letting you know. Mine just fell. But
What happened? Abby,
say
say
that
that again.
I just looked in the chat and it said Ben's mic seems to be off
So,
again.
chat really quick. Check 1, 2. This is actually the best my mic has sound for a while.
Yeah,
I mean, the
yeah,
mic sounds great.
chat.
Benji sounds terrible, but the
Well,
mic is on
So-
I think
on
this,
point
I think
right
the
now.
chat's just pulling your leg.
No, I
their
mean, it could
turkey
be.
leg.
Turkey
Jokes
leg in it.
on you.
And yes,
damn
It's a
Sarah,
it,
big
please.
fucking
Ben's
turkey
leg.
leg.
I want to hear some. I want to see some giant corgis, Sarah. So Dire Gumby from Sarah.
Dire
Hey,
Gumby.
it's me, Gumby.
Yeah.
It's me, Gumby. Dire Gumby.
Okay, so they're
Oh,
saying the
no,
volume's low,
Gumby.
but all right, that's fine. If you can hear me, then
Dire
that's
Andre the
fine.
Giant.
It'll get worked out. You know,
Keep talking.
it's been a while. That just cut everything
It's
out.
been
There we
a
go.
while
It's been a while since been
since
over
I
here
could
and had
Hopefully
a
I-
third channel.
hold my head
So-
up high.
All right, Luke.
I just pumped it up a little bit, so please
Luke
let me know
went,
if
Abby
he's
went.
mixing up.
No, Abby needs to go. Abby, where's your dire-fied animal?
So I'm pretty sure since like season 4, I've asked if you can dire fight animals, and you all are like,
We
"See,
can't
fucking
dire
season
find
7, but I don't know.
If you could Haggard it and
You
fucking
ask, and we
Tell me nothing. So I have said like, what if rats could be dire-fied? You could just have like this horde of rats
We've seen
running in
that,
through the
though.
city and like coordinated and actually
well, in our job.
like that would be insane. So I feel like I should take rats because that was my like original thought. Like, what if you had all this vermin?
We did have a dire rabbit. That was
So-
brought up.
But if I could just pick without feeling like obligated to pick something because of other things I've mentioned, I was gonna go for a water animal because I was like, nobody's going for like I could have control the
You have to have
seas,
that water
and
so
then
you gotta
fucking
get the Pokemon.
LMR said something about the eels, and I was like, darn
No,
it!
she said eagles.
She said eels second. That was her mean one.
Shit, you listened better than I did. Okay.
Oh yeah, I did. I love that girl.
What, dire
I love her as
eels?
my lady. Dire eels.
My
Yes.
memory is shit, and I
My
did a lot of
favorite
these.
Dire
Magnet?
eels was mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My favorite magnet.
And
I've
that was
ever had
Elmar, right?
eel.
Yeah, that's what she
Boom.
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, but
Sorry,
I think
Elmar.
I would pick some type of water animal, maybe like a
Turtle, shark.
otter, because they can come up on the
There you
land
go.
and come get me, but they can also like right
A
through the
dire
water.
platypus.
Megalodon.
Phil H was saying platypus earlier, I
Did
think.
he? Nice.
Ooh, like Perry the platypus. I like
Yeah.
it, but I think a
That's,
water animal would be great
Phineas
Phineas and Ferb, yeah.
because
A dire whale.
Can we get a dire Charmander or a dire
Dire
Bulbasaur?
Charizard.
Not
Dire
like
Squirtle.
evolved.
if
just
like-
you
a
haven't
dire
seen Our
squirrel.
Planet on Netflix,
Bulbasaur
super
is the
good.
only
It'll
one we
make
need.
you want to recycle
No,
shit.
Squirtle.
Okay. So, anyways, I'm gonna
promise.
pick a dire
Speed runs. Squirtle.
beaver, I guess.
Beaver Cleaver. Dire Beaver Cleaver.
Ooh,
WWE
Cleaver. Good looking lady.
WWE
does her
wrestler
work
for
in
about
heels and a
A dire
dress.
Eddie
7 months.
Haskell.
Really?
Yep. There was a wrestler named Beaver Cleaver, and his mom
bee.
was a
Oh.
typical late '90s female wrestler that you would
I-
imagine, and there was a weird thing between
Never
the two.
watched wrestling.
WrestleMania
get
this
it.
past weekend. Go check out the Fat Dingoes channel for a immediate recap review that I did last Sunday night. Anyway, just throwing it out there. All right, moving on to we're wrapping this up. We got that one, Dire-fied. What is your number one speculation or prediction about season 8? You only get one. Like, what do you think is gonna happen? Either tinfoil or you can go easy. A lot of people are gonna die, but
Everybody dies.
make it interesting.
If he dies, he dies.
So, Luke, go ahead.
So I have been
I
very
know.
much trolling
I know.
in
I-
chats for
I've
the
been,
past
I've been taking it a couple different
2 weeks or so about
They
season
all
8,
get along.
the season of no deaths, no marriages, everyone gets along. That's not gonna happen
I
at
know.
all.
Yeah.
But-
So,
Oh
what
my
you-
God.
what-
So I'm really not good at predictions. I don't like guessing. I'm more of a I like to know things.
Just get to the fucking
the punchline is, I think that we are going to see Greywater Watch after Winterfell burns.
Winterfall.
Okay.
So I think they are going to lose the upcoming battle at Winterfell. Winterfell has to fall. Winter falls,
Winter has
and
fallen.
Winterfell has to fall. And I think we are going
Gerard
to
Butler.
see, this is Winterfell, and Atlantis has fallen.
Winter has fallen.
So I think we're going to see Greywater Watch is the big thing. Along with that means Howland Reed and potentially Ashara Dane.
Gotcha.
Shout out to Chloe Ketchum,
Yeah.
our good friend.
Really quick, thank you, hun. I think the mic thing has been working. I don't know about the camera. She
You
just
call Luke Hun.
no. My wife just texted me and
Oh,
saying
oh,
your
yeah.
your mic is kind of low and your camera is flickering on and off. Only
Thanks,
just
hon.
yours. And yes, I am checking my phone. I just felt it right now. So
Thanks,
I love you.
hon.
I love you,
Thanks.
and I will talk to you
Thanks.
soon.
I'll
The
call you
Huns.
Hun, just so I don't have to throw your name out there.
The,
But that's really
the
awesome that you're
entire
watching.
nation of the Huns just emailed us.
Yes.
Yeah, Hun.
So just,
Attila, thank you,
it
Attila.
was just a little easier than trying to text all that
To
back.
defeat
So Abby,
the Huns.
Oh, we getting to Mulan? Hold on. Ugh,
Trying
I'm
to
the
go
Great
with
Stone Dragon.
Mhm.
Oh, it's the best Disney movie that's ever been made. It's amazing. Watch
questionable,
it
but
every
whatever.
day. That and Lord of the Rings, watch it every day.
and
All right,
also
so
also
unlike
Poe
Luke,
looks like a
I
dire
am
dog.
really
in the
good at
background.
predictions.
I know.
I'm just
Alright.
gonna say that now. I'm super good.
You've-
So if
you've
you
been-
want to side with somebody,
Actually, been
I
pretty
have-
good.
I probably have like a 60% rating.
I would agree with probably
I-
higher than that, actually.
But I didn't want to be like conceited. You know, that's not polite of a lady. So,
Yeah, you,
um,
God, you're such a
a
bitch, Abby.
lady. Anyways,
You're so
I have-
conceited.
yeah, I just want to. I'm condescending, not conceited.
But
Get
you
it right.
are also
Or paid.
condensating.
Yes, but get it right or pay
So,
the price.
what's
So,
your big prediction?
My big prediction is that by the end of this, no. So truth is, I thought these like 2 weeks, 3 weeks I'd know it all, right? I could watch all the videos, all Bridge 4, all AK, all LMR, all of you, and I would know everything. No, I have not had enough time, and I have streamed constantly, and I'm still don't know. I'm still drinking. However, my big prediction is that the wheel is broken. And in the end, we have no Iron Throne, that we have some type of kind of democracy that is being hashed out. I don't really know what it looks like. I mean, maybe I'm like a big Merca person, but maybe there's a president.
Like a House of
I'm not really sure,
Representatives are
but I think that
formed and
like the
stuff like
Iron
that.
Throne no longer exists. I also think that Danny and John die.
Okay.
And
They
that
won.
John dies defending Danny, and Danny dies in birth, giving birth to their child, who will become the next, I don't know, protector or whatever you want to call him, kind of president thing. But the succession that Tyrion is so worried about is handed over to Missandei.
So
As-
okay, so you're saying Missandei is the sitter of the throne at the moment, or
Like,
at the
not
end,
the throne, but like she is
protector of the
the
realm.
HBIC,
She's
the head bitch in
Was it
charge.
Alfred
Okay.
Pennyworth for
She-
Batman?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe at the end of
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
Danny and John are gone.
Good
that
call
they
on
die. That they die.
Who's it? Oh,
Basically creating this new world. The wheel is broken, and that Missandei sits at the head of this new
Protector of the
world and
realm,
land.
whatever,
Prote-
head,
titles.
regent,
I don't necessarily
whatever.
think that it'll be called that, but yes, she's going to be protector of the realm, this, that, and the other, and that Missandei will be raising
Let's go with
Danny and
consul.
John's
She's gonna act as
child along
consul
with
of this
Jorah.
republic.
She'll be the constable of
Consulate.
the.
Consulate. Yep.
All right, cool. No, awesome.
Yeah,
Glenn,
from the
how about
council.
your what's your speculation tinfoil?
So,
I'm leaving the room for this.
fuck you.
Fuck
Anyways,
you.
like my prediction or whatever you call it, whoever survives is gonna grow old. Let's say like 70 something years old.
Mm-hmm.
70 or we'll say 70 years in the future, and they're gonna see that comet that we saw. What was that, season
We're gonna see Haley's Comet again.
Yeah.
I saw Haley's Comet.
And like they're gonna, there's like two ways I can see this going. They're either gonna reminisce about the good old days, kind of like the movie Green Mile, where he's just kind of remembering, stuff from the past, or it's gonna be like, let's say Danny's kind of on her deathbed or something like that, and she's just saying like, Drakari is kind of like her rosebud.
Yeah.
That's gonna be her rosebud, and like people are gonna be like, what does that mean? Like.
I can't think of any good High Valyrian. I would say Dracarius, but everyone knows that one. It'd be like One Down Boo.
Dovagades.
There you go.
It's unsullied.
There you go. So my prediction thing I put out to a few chats when I'm seeing smarter people than I am talking about this, I always throw this question out: will the wall be standing by the end of it? And when I say that, I should preface it, but it's usually in a chat with a bunch of shit ton of people. I don't think there will be a Night's Watch. There will be no need for it. Either the Night's King is defeated or he reigns supreme. So it's kind of a very blanketed thing. There will be no wall. I know the walls come down.
Yeah.
Quote unquote,
Why rebuild when like?
Well, it's come down
doesn't
to
fucking
Eastwatch, but I think if the Night's King is defeated, shout out to Bridge 4 on this one, but I think he is tied to the weirdness of the winters, and as I said in our radio or Hogwarts radio thing, the Night's King, I'm working on this theory that he is actually Bran the Builder. So Bran the Builder built the wall, quote unquote. He is the Night's King, and once he comes down, the wall comes down, and the seasons return to their normal schedule. It's not years upon years. It's 3 to 4 months on a cycle, and that's my big thing is if the Night's King does fall, the wall will fall. No Night's Watch needed, and there it is.
I'm gonna sing my song now.
I think that's gonna happen. Actually, I don't think it's gonna happen,
When
but
the
I'd like it to happen.
seasons change.
Toss me around, and worst of all, you're undead, baby. You kill me.
All right, so
Sorry, I was trying. It was
Abby,
like,
you can't go on the side of the microphone. We cannot hear you at all when you're on the side of the microphone.
fuck you.
2
No
questions.
thanks,
probably-
no
probably
thanks
a good-
to my sister. We're
Probably a
not
good thing
Lannisters.
that we didn't hear you.
It was
It
sounded
was
like a country
terrible.
song. I'm
It was
out.
bad.
Yeah.
So I don't care.
So, all right.
It was a
Two
song
things
about
left.
Jaws.
Chrissy just realized that you're in the same room as us.
Oh, high five.
High fives. 3 hands.
Yeah, Chrissy. Even though I literally live a block away, yeah, this is the first time in 6 months, probably. I got my own microphone, and I was like, it's just easier. I can sit in my own
Yeah,
house and not do the
microphone.
shit. But they
Hey,
brought me
guess
over
what?
here so they could trick me into getting
Two Gumbies.
drink and shit.
I'm gonna see you
Drinking
in
shit?
my
We haven't gotten to the shit yet.
11 days.
But anyway,
So, real
Any-
quick, if you
yes.
do have any AMA questions for us, we are drunk,
Oh,
which
yeah.
means we're pliable to answer questions
Yes.
about kind of anything.
yes.
So please do shoot that to
Yes.
either OTDA or
LMR,
LMR or
Chrissy.
any of the mods. They
Yeah.
know how to get in touch with us.
at them, they will get it to me. Send it to me because I know I have pretty much the easiest access on Hangouts and everything. Just
What is this Hangouts thing? Why do you all talk and you fucking leave me out? Asshole.
Yeah, Abby, you're even now you're still not invited.
yeah,
I know.
yeah.
Rude
So-
as
Or
fuck. It's
at
fine.
me in
Yeah.
the chat. That's gonna be a good way to do it.
That's yeah.
Just get the questions out there. We would love to answer questions about being family and podcasting or drinking in Game of Thrones. So
Exactly.
we do
So-
have one more question.
got 2. But the
Oh yeah. I jumped ahead.
that's okay.
Nice. I'm really good at this.
Nope, you're fine. The first one, it's a kind of a quick plug. Again, we don't get paid for this. I've said this every time, but download thronefantasies.com on whatever phone you have, iOS or Android. You can find it there. Or Throne Fantasy, not Thrones. There's no S.
ThroneFantasy.com. The link is in the chat.
The code is
I-
R.
That is not what I think.
I have put it in so many times and I can't fucking ever remember it, Luke. Put the code in the chat there.
R86. No, K86 RUY.
Yes, K86 RUY. Put
That's the first time we've said it out loud.
and there
We
is
should have been doing that the whole time.
There. Well, I didn't have it for most of my
Easy,
Oh.
Gus.
All right.
I didn't have-
hey,
because it
we're
hadn't been
done fighting right now. The fat dingo wants to know if we are all family.
3 of the 4. of
Raise
us
your
are-
hand if you're family.
Glenn, raise your hand, son.
Yeah. Well,
Adopted.
He's invited to family functions.
Yeah,
That's true. What are you doing for Easter?
He's got no he's there.
I'm not going. If
Yeah,
you want to go for me.
I'm not gonna be there. But it's
Mom's not gonna
Nobody's
be there.
going, so I'm not going.
Yeah, Fat
It's
Dingo,
just Glenn and Dad.
Oh,
myself, Luke, and Abby are blood related. We're brother and sisters.
And beer is thicker than blood.
Exactly. And Glenn is a surrogate brother to all of us.
Glenn and I have been
And-
roommates since 2012.
Since he found out Luke had asthma. From what I heard.
Ask more about that at the
Okay,
AMA
that's-
coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all
And
right.
how
before
we
it's
met.
asked, Ben is number 3.
I'm
I am
3.
number 4, and Luke is number 5.
Yep.
Number 6 is Mr. Narasi himself.
Yes, and
What are
number
we talking about?
the rankings?
Did you count Glenn in the rankings?
No.
Ben is
Oh,
number
but I
3.
thought you said Glenn is number
said
3. I
Ben.
was like, wait a
No,
second.
no.
Because
Glenn,
there
you're
was a
number
question
3.
earlier. Who's the old, like the age range of us four?
Oh, I didn't see that.
It
one.
was way earlier.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh,
so
sorry, I
that's
didn't
what I
see
thought
that
the
one,
question was
sorry.
re-asked. It was
No,
like
it-
Glenn number 3, and I was
it-
like, hang on a second. Now we're talking about Mr. Darrow C. What?
Yeah, no.
Basically, it goes by who knows what
well,
pogs
actually,
are.
I don't know between the two of you.
I love Pogs. Dude.
I don't know.
What are
Yeah,
pogs?
you two are
Good
younger
question.
than
We'll
me.
get there.
I'm
Anyway,
pretty
all right.
What you tell Ryan that one
So,
time?
so getting back to
Are you serious?
thronefantasy.com, you can pull up the website and find out the rules and what you can get points for. But what is your name going to be? I will start with mine because mine just play off my ending as always. Like Winter, I'm Coming is my team.
And he is.
Yep, as always. Luke, what's yours?
10 million monkeys of Lang. If you want to talk about Lang, come at me. It is my favorite place in all of A Song of Ice and Fire.
I have no idea about Lang.
I know.
Yeah, that's fine.
I know.
Abby?
Distant land. It's awesome. It's a big island. The land of 10 million monkeys, 10,000 tigers, and 10 million monkeys.
Fair enough.
Lord
Abby?
Varys knows about the
I'm
tigers, but
opening
he
the
is
app. Hold
unaware
on.
about
Oh.
the monkey.
It's Go Home Gertie.
Fair. And just word of advice, there is somebody that did take the title of R86.
I saw that. Marie Hill.
Marie Hill. I think she was a little confused, and that's fine. Hey, she's part
Is
of
that my Marie with the giggles?
it. Yeah, no. That's Game of Theories with Marie.
Oh, I
wait,
didn't know who.
that
Okay,
might be
Marie
the same
Hill.
Marie.
I didn't.
That may Marie Hill. That might be the same Marie. Now that I think about it, that might be. But just saying, somebody put the code in as their team name, so there you go. Glenn,
Heck yeah.
you still have the best one, or you have the best one this year. Go ahead.
My team name is You Tear Down My Shitty Waffle Last Time. And that's that's like
Those
a
are
reference
you.
to South Park.
You take down my shitty wall,
Episode where that-
goddamn Mongolians.
That yeah, the guy that works at the Chinese restaurants like building
City walk, the shitty walk.
shitty walk.
Shitty walk.
He's building like a wall to keep the Mongol. They just keep tearing it down. And,
Walking to a shitty walk.
goddamn Mongolians!
So
Tear
right
down my
now-
shitty waffle last time.
Right now in our league, we have 26 teams. I'm going to read them
Nice.
off.
Yes,
Because
please.
this is the last day that we can do it without you guys signing up and joining
if
us.
you're in the chat, literally
Yeah,
sign up.
guys.
Mods, if you can
Drop the link
Drop the link.
again. Yeah, I've actually
put the code in. Luke,
Here's the league code. I think I still have it on the paste.
Yeah, go
There's
for
the
it.
league code. But we do have Grand Maester Butt, who is Dan Sidebottom. We've got
Nice.
Little Fingers, who is John Taylor. We've got Forrest Blurta, not Florist Berta. We've got Forrest Blurta, whose team name is Forrest Blurta. We've got House Lopper, who is our good friend Gretchen Rush from Hogwarts Radio. We've got Living, who is, can you guess? Living My Rhapsody. We've got Dawning by Shannon Thompson. Drink. If you're in the chat right now, drink, please.
Yeah, if we say your name, you have to drink.
Crazy
Sorry.
Cooters, who is our good friend Johnny B. Crazy. Tipsy, who is Phantom D. Saint. There's the 10 million monkeys of Lang, who we talked about earlier.
Drink.
I'll drink. There is also Team Jenny of Coldstone. Jennifer. Oh man, that did not work out well.
Easy, Gus. What a
How did that
idiot.
happen? Anyway, there's Fearless Mermaid, Amanda Duncan. Go Home Gertie, Ms.
Drink.
Gertie on
Drink
the
over
channel
there.
there.
That means
Abby,
you.
you have to drink. You have to drink if your name gets called. House Quill, you know who you are. Alicia Kingston, you better be drinking Bud Ice right now. House Algo Rhythm, Melissa, good friend of the show.
Good family of the show.
Best friend of the show.
She's fine. She's okay. Like Winter, I'm coming. So Ben, Hogan, Slide, the Tank Benjamin, go ahead and drink. You turned on my shitty wall for the last time. Glenn. We also have White Lives Matter by Mr.
Wes by Mr.
Westerosi Ninja.
Westeros Ninja, thank you. Yes.
There's K86RUY, Marie Hill. If you're around,
I think
Giggle
that's-
Queen,
That's
please,
the best. That's the best team name. Right
please-
there, I think.
please drink once for taking
Okay.
the league code as your team name, and
So
also another one for being shouted out. I spilled. We also have the Squishers, who is Monero Robert. We have Queen Sasa something, Mackenzie L. Burns. You better be drinking right now. We have Fuck the
Mackenzie.
King, who is Tori Hellman. We also have The Imagination Realm by Clarissa Precise.
Ooh.
We have Relore, the True God, John motherfucking Del Vento. You better be here. You better be drinking right now.
Damn it,
He was.
John.
He was here.
I saw him here earlier.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking your Kool-Aid.
No Kool-Aid, only
Team Davos.
lime.
Only
Well,
Nightshade.
Nightshade. Yeah,
Right.
there
No
it is.
Kool-Aid, only Nightshade.
Khaleesi Mermaid, Bailey
I
Riddle,
like
good
her.
good friend of the show. She's fine. She's okay.
Whatever.
Needles
She's
are
hot.
us. OTDA. Get your shit together and have a drink. We also have the final team in our list right now. Sir Pounce's Revenge. Chrissy. Ooh,
Yes.
Chrissy, take a drink.
Sir Pounds.
So please join us and these 25 other teams, well, I should maybe 23 other teams, whatever it is. And we would love to go through this every episode of season 8, talking about who's leading, where we're at, and it's a lot of fun.
And if you have any friends, like I said,
If you have any friends, like,
Well,
nice.
If you meet
Like,
somebody
nice
at
job.
the gas
Well, no,
station,
you
give
can't
them our
drink.
code.
If you make friends,
The
I know what-
Kinko's
If you
have any
guy,
friends, we're
Elmar.
surprised.
Tell the
I'll put it
Kinko's
this
guy
way.
about
I know
us.
why you're on YouTube because you don't have any real life friends that like Game of Thrones.
Oh.
Game of Thrones. That's what I was trying to finish up. Because like me,
If
I
you're
didn't.
listening-
I didn't have anybody
if you're
until I
listening to
fucking got
us,
my
you
little
don't have any
brother and
friends.
his roommate into the goddamn show. I
We
never.
got into it without you.
I didn't have anybody to talk to before you
That's
guys got into it.
Without
That's what I'm saying.
And then
So-
we forced Abby to
Exactly.
do this.
So,
anyway.
but if you have any friends and stuff, get them in the league. Just it's fun. You got till tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central, 7
Get the
Eastern.
Kinko's guy
Get
in
the
the
Kinko's
league,
guy.
Elmar.
Exactly.
Are you getting gas tomorrow? get the attendant.
Yeah,
down there.
that's Lamar. Get the Kinko's guy.
The
Uh,
Kinko's.
But
the good-looking Kinko's guy, the guy
Yeah.
she's got a crush on.
you're right. But just throw them the code. Say, hey,
Cat-
do
cat
this.
the
It's fun,
Kinko's.
and it's gonna just be a fun time. And hopefully, I win again. That's all I gotta say.
Best friend.
So we already did the AMA again. If you guys got any questions you'd like to ask or just discuss, hey, now I can actually pay attention to the chat since I'm done fucking doing
Yeah,
the thing.
Yeah, I
You
think
know-
we're just hanging out at this point.
Yeah, and I have like 3 or 4 beers left, so I don't want to.
I've got so much turkey leg left.
right. But the
Man.
last question is, what are you guys planning for season 8? Where can
This.
everybody find you? Yes, this is what we're planning. But
wait. Somebody
Monday
said
nights at what? Let's just throw it out there right now. Monday nights.
Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central.
Central
No.
is the one true time zone. Let's be
So
clear
what
on
time
that.
Central? 7
7
Central.
Central.
7 p.m. Central.
real quick.
Yeah.
You guys are fucking me. I'm a mother.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
motherfuckers.
All right, Glenn.
right.
What?
Yeah, the fat dingo says, just not the gas station glory hole friends. Glory holes are great places to ask people if they want
Yeah,
to join
I
our
mean,
league.
I don't think you're looking for like a lasting contact trade at that point. If you find yourself in Sullivan, Missouri at the truck stop,
Sullivan, Missouri.
Sullivan,
That's where
Missouri.
you could.
there's a
You
rest
think-
stop there along 44. That's all I'm saying.
But I'm sure fireworks.
It's halfway between here and Rolla.
Yeah,
that's
that,
all.
that, that was the stop going to Branson. It's like, all right, we're not stopping. Till
We're
we get
going to
the
Sullivan.
Fucking Sullivan.
Sullivan
gas
has
station.
They got the best glory holes around.
Best Glory Holes, Missouri.
I'm learning more and more about my grandfather at this point.
Oh my gosh.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I love you, dude. My best friend in the world. Anyway. So, but our plan, is doing that. But also Sunday night of episode 3, our plan is we're all going to be.
We're gonna figure that out day of. Let's not say anything yet because we will be at Ice and Fire Con.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're doing. It's gonna be hectic. You
well,
haven't been there before.
I have.
We don't know.
I'm just saying the Ice and Fire Con. They
That
already
didn't
have
work.
planned that they're doing a watch together.
Yes.
So I plan on being with a group of them. I'm just putting it out there. I have that Monday off. I'm coming home that Monday. I'm staying for the night to watch that shit. Anybody else on the show, I'm not speaking for them, but that's what I'm doing. I can't wait to do that with however many people are there. I know I said 1,000, but it's probably not that many. I don't know. But I want that group experience, so I'm doing that as whatever I can.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. If you can go to Ice and Fire Con, please do. Use promo code DRINKS if you haven't gotten your ticket yet, and we would love to have you buy us drinks, and we'll buy you.
Yeah, you buy us two, we'll
No,
buy you
this
one.
is how it goes. Come down to drinks, use drinks, whatever. Come to Ice and Fire Cons. You buy us a drink and buy us two, and we'll buy you one. I don't know. It's way
Oh,
better
yeah,
when
you were
sponsor.
way more-
No, this is how it goes.
Almost had it.
I
Almost.
This is
know,
good as
right
what
now.
Luke
This
did.
is
All
how
right.
it
Edit
goes.
that
It's
out.
the same thing.
Cut.
But yeah, no.
cut.
So
Easy,
for
Gus.
season 8, we are
Yeah, thanks,
streaming
Glenn.
Monday nights after the show. It's
Yep.
gonna be a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
man.
It's gonna be a lot of work, but
Yeah, but I
we'll get
do want to
through
give
it.
a shout out to our friends that joined us for this for what they're planning to. If you hadn't seen it, AK is doing live streams during the show, so look up Alicia
I'm
Kingston.
hanging out with her.
She'll be doing live streams as she's watching. That would be awesome.
who's Alicia Kingston?
AK, there you go. Johnny B Crazy is doing Nooner's Vice and Fire, so he'll be on Monday afternoons.
Oh, it's
ar-
Tuesday
Noon?
afternoons.
no, he's doing Mondays.
That's
He-
right.
He's getting Mondays. Mondays afternoons around 2 Central, 1 Eastern.
What?
To do his reactions, having guests. I'm hopefully going to try to be on for like the last episode, but Lord knows my time for work wise will let me. LMR is doing Thursday nights with Giggle Queen herself.
She's the worst.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Right?
No, I want Marie to like teach me a master class, like an Oprah master class in Game of Thrones, and I want her to be the instructor so I can actually get my like more morality on straight. Sorry, I love Tywin.
Yeah. AU Pack
Tywin?
Mule, I believe he said
Tywin,
he's
or-
doing. AU. I'm sorry, man. I forget exactly what day you were saying, but make sure you check out AU Pack Mule's channel.
If you're not on Geek Chat 1
Chat
on
1,
Facebook,
yeah.
check go
Yeah,
to
there's a listing.
join the group there and check out the calendar for when people have
Just
signed
go.
up for it, because I think that's a pretty good
Yeah, it's a
middle
safe-
ground for where even people like History of Westeros or Azora Hype are putting
Yeah.
their time slots in.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, absolutely. No,
Exactly.
absolutely. So do all that. I just wanted to shout out the people that came on with us, and then also every Friday night check out Citadel Trivia, because I had three of my co-hosts on Citadel Trivia with me throughout the week here. And for the whole season 8, pretty much we're planning on doing all Game of Thrones trivia. So get in. It might be book, might be show, might be whatever the fuck we want, but it'll be a lot of Game of Thrones inspired stuff. So make sure you're checking that out 7 p.m. Central on Citadel Trivia.
LMR just said that they're gonna be on Wednesday for this week because of holiday schedule.
Okay,
Just
cool. Then yeah,
reading
definitely
what
check
I
out.
read.
Oh, and Mackenzie L. Burns also is on Wednesday nights doing Episode Club. Sorry, LMR. Yes, LMR's on Wednesday nights. We'll be on this Wednesday. Mackenzie L. Burns doing Episode Club. Both of them are awesome. Put them up split screen. Both be great content. So
It'll be fun.
exactly.
And it will.
Yeah, and we're all family here. We
Exactly.
all get along, so it's no hard feelings on anything.
All right. So do we have any AMA questions coming across?
Let me.
hit us a
I got
Suck
nothing.
answer
coming
what
up.
we're doing. Like, how are you gonna watch?
how am I gonna watch?
Yeah.
You and Glenn?
Well, yeah, I think it's just be me and Glenn. Hopefully, Poe lives in someone else's house. So if you're looking to, spend season 8 with Dire Poe, please let me know. She's fine. She's literally right here. This is like my life all the time. Hi,
I
the
will
dog is
say-
right here all the time. This
I'm
is
looking at
it's
you.
either this or a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
all the time.
And in fairness, I would
I
Sometimes
repeat
both.
you.
I would absolutely take yours. I would take Dire-fied over Drag Gunner.
No.
Drag Gunner just ignores. We should honestly switch. Drag Gunner just ignores, like, don't
I
fucking
don't even
bother
wanna
me.
hear it.
I
How many
want
dogs do
that
you have,
love and
Benj?
attention 90% of the time.
Have you ever had a clingy girlfriend?
Nope.
Dude,
So
Pearl, my dire Pearl. She's not really a dire po. She's a dire Pearl.
She's just a normal, fucking huge, gigantic dog.
She is huge,
and
but
yes, Christy,
she
I
is
am
a
hosting. We are
stage 9
hosting.
clinger. Especially
this
when you do
week.
the no. Did you hear me, Luke? Especially. Damn
Especially.
it.
Easy, Gus.
Drink, easy,
AMA
dirty.
Q&A. How many drinks will be
Easy,
consumed?
Gertie.
How many
Ooh,
Ks?
ooh! We have a Q&A question from OTDA. How many drinks will be consumed during the show tomorrow night? Now, DA, preface.
Probably
Are
like
you talking
2 or
in
3.
the episode or from the show itself? I'm gonna guess.
It
'cause
sounds like from our episode.
From-
Well, during
Okay, so while I watch it,
While
the
watching.
show.
It will be completely
Which is
sober. I
different
gotta
than
have my.
while recording.
Probably,
yeah.
I would say
No.
probably like 1 or 2. Like I'm not gonna go ham.
If I'm
No.
not over at Luke's house tomorrow night, which I'm probably not going to be, 0. I don't typically drink if I'm not streaming or doing YouTube stuff or online or at the bar. So for me, probably 0.
I
while
will
watching.
say, our St. Louis Blues are in the playoffs.
Oh,
And
let's go!
the Cardinals played in
Blues!
Mexico
They're
tonight.
2-0,
So they play at like
6:30.
6:30.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
definitely gonna watch that game, and then
The last
It
game was so
overlaps a little bit.
crazy.
Luckily,
Yeah.
in the living room we have 2 TVs.
right, like
I have my computer and my TV. I
Everyone
can.
to
Hopefully-
be
yeah.
loved by a
in
woman.
a
You gotta
perfect
get one
world,
of those
like
out of there.
the game would be over by the time the show
It
starts.
starts
But
at
I
8,
think
8 1 true Central Time.
yeah, I think so. So
I have
So-
set my DVR to record
So,
like
but
5
now
minutes
Monday
before-
night-
we got other things going on.
But
15
Monday
minutes
night,
behind.
I plan on drinking probably because our goal to we never
100 beers. Exactly
Yeah.
100 beers combined.
But our goal, little inside baseball, because we don't want to take anything from any other streamers, anything that we want to try to keep it under 2 hours.
Hopefully we can.
But it's also
We're
for-
very bad at it. We know we go long, and drinking is not most conducive to being quick on streams. But
That's
yeah,
because
we
they're real chatty Cathys over there.
We are.
chatty Catherine Mechalicos Catholic Christians. But yeah, we know there's a lot of
Shit.
people trying to get content out there, and we don't want to step on any toes or get in anyone's way. And so we're gonna try to stick to an hour and a half to 2 max. Not guaranteeing it, but
Yeah,
it's also a school night,
exactly.
and we are trying to get things together. And on the production side, which is just me, it's a lot of work sometimes.
Yeah.
And
And also,
so we're
keep an
trying to
eye
be
out-
quick.
and keep an eye out because we may get a hair up our ass. We may, not saying we will. We may get a hair up our ass of doing
Probably
like
not.
a later in the week
Follow up
follow up.
Saturday stream or something.
Exactly, just so we can actually sit down and get drunk.
Easy,
And
Gus.
honestly, just so I can have a weekend night to justify getting drunk and talking and stuff. So, that's kind of the only thing I would push for is because I don't go out anymore.
I'd like to do a Saturday follow up too, if we can. It's
Yeah.
going to be much more casual. It's going to be hanging
Hey,
out
listen.
and but
Elmar wants to know what we'll be eating during the show.
eating probably turkey legs because
Um,
we cooked them forever tonight.
Well,
I may be having ribs tomorrow night because it might be the right conducive time to break out the smoker and get some right style St. Louis style barbecue ribs. So
Baby butt ribs.
yeah,
So I just looked up a recipe for Sansa's lemon cakes. I have to try them out before I bring them, but I saw that they needed to be served warm, and where we're staying only has a stove, not an oven. So I'm gonna make some.
I'm
You
eat
talking
'em,
about
see
for
if they-
Ice and Fire Con?
it's a
Yes.
stove oven. When they say stove, I mean typically
No.
it's just
No, you have burners. It's not an oven.
Glenn, can you remember
have-
the stove or oven from? We didn't use it.
We didn't use
We
it.
used the fridge.
Oh, he is a fridge.
Right.
Just
That was
So,
keep the
anyways,
beer cold.
I have a lemon cake that I'm bringing, but then the actual Game of
Easy,
Thrones
Gus.
lemon cakes is like a custard type thing, and it says you need to serve them warm. So I'm going to make them tomorrow, and then eat one and see if it's delicious. If it is, great. and then I'm gonna save it, like wrap it up,
This is why
and
I
eat it
do
the
from
next
home.
day, and see if that's okay too. If it is okay the next day, I will be bringing you all to Ice and Fire Con lemon cakes from the Game of Thrones recipes.
There you go.
Well, until then, you just need to follow
Gertie knows.
our good friend Chloe at Lizen Arbor. Lemon cake cocktails, lemon cake vodka, basically.
I love her.
She's
She's doing great.
She's kind of the
That's
best
what
of
she's
us.
doing.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm really excited about Ice and Fire Con again this year. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It was really really cool. So another question that came in: what GOT clothes will you have on, or watching pantsless? Oh, definitely watching pantsless. I mean, if it's Glenn and I hanging out like watching the show,
Yeah.
hey, pants,
Easy, Gus.
easy, Gus.
We were raised by Amy. No Pants Sunday is a thing.
That's not a thing.
I
What are you talking about?
joke.
It's a bad joke. It was a bad joke. It's out of nowhere.
I know.
There's no
Who
precedent
is
for it.
this?
no precedent, but
You're
yeah.
talking about my mother. Easy.
Is it
Easy
Sasuke?
guess.
Is that how you say it? Sasuke in this chat?
Easy, Gus.
Anyway,
to me.
so all right.
Listen
I
to
saw
me.
one from
Abby,
Terrence. Go ahead.
Abby.
Fuck. Damn it. Shit.
So
I can
Sorry.
hear you, Abby.
Abby, go.
Thanks. Sasuke, is that how you say it?
Yes, Sarah.
All right.
It's Sarah.
Just call her
Okay.
Sasak.
Whatever. This person said they have their I don't know how somebody corrected us earlier. The Game of Thrones for the Thrones beer they're gonna be drinking. Me too.
Got
Kindred
'em.
Spirits.
Done.
Sorry. I was actually trying to find that ask me anything questions. You guys are just fucking around.
I
Continue.
did. No, I actually have one from Terrence. He does say theory. We will be seeing massive main character deaths in episode 1 of season 8.
No deaths.
They all get along.
I don't think there's gonna be a main character death.
In episode 1?
Yeah,
Nah.
No.
I don't. Not in episode 1. I don't
there
think
will
so.
be death. I will say there will be death. My standing point is
All of the Umbers that are
Yes.
at Last Hearth.
that's exactly where I'm going from. Yeah,
Cold open.
cold open, last hearth.
We were
Yep.
talking about
That was
that
like-
earlier.
Yep.
Gee
no,
Willikers, we're the Umbers.
yeah. No.
Take.
Apart from Maggie Umber or whoever the fuck the daughter that bend the knee, they got the name right, and I'm just saying it wrong. Because it was a female Umber.
Ned Umber.
Was
It was Ned Umber and Allison
Allison
Karstark.
Karstark. Okay, I was saying Karstark. So yeah, Ned.
Bam! Look at that.
Yeah,
Ooh.
nice, good call.
Guy knows his.
Yeah, hey, there you go.
Guy
But,
knows his
so,
banner.
apart
It was
from,
Bannerman.
apart
Bannerman.
from Ned Umber,
Banner
they're all gonna be
families.
wiped out. The Umbers are gonna be wiped except for Ned.
Because he has to become that
Well,
one
he's-
scene has to be
Yeah.
utilized at some point.
Yeah, so he's still alive in Winterfell.
I'm
He's-
Pickle Rick.
yeah, he's hanging out. But I do agree, yeah. The Umbers gonna be wiped out.
Pickle
Beyond that,
Rick,
I don't think there's
Morty.
gonna be a death. That's why, hey, hashtag I'll give it away. I picked 7 minutes into the first season, in the first episode, for a death. Because the first, like I said, cold open, and I may be long.
From First Blood.
I may be long with it, but I went 7 minutes because, who knows? But
What
I
if
think
it's
you're
like
right.
a pigeon being shot down? Does that count?
I don't think so. I think it
no.
has to be human blood.
Human.
I've
yeah.
never played this before, and it was literally like, here, create your team name.
And
Yeah,
like last,
and then
it was
last
like,
season,
Pick
it
your
was
king.
because
Pick this.
like,
Pick
last
this.
season,
I had no
Easy,
fucking
guys.
idea
Yeah,
what
we
was
found it the
going on.
weekend of.
yeah, we found the weekend of, and we're all like, okay, and I picked like 22 minutes or something because I'm thinking, okay, there's gonna be a death probably halfway through the first, and then literally 30 seconds or a minute and a half into the first season, Arya wipes out an entire goddamn
But there
family.
was no blood.
I
I got
that's
all
what's-
of the Arya kills, but
did.
You know what? Like, that's what's weird about this season because you're like, oh, are they going to do the same thing? So, like, you're just
Yeah.
like, do I need to pick really early or.
yeah, but
that's
honestly,
one reason I watched almost all of the premieres today. I was curious in the cold opens.
Yeah, because
Dem-
there's only been
dem
two,
That's
opens.
going to be a
three.
cold open,
Three
Luke?
cold opens.
Say that again, Abby.
Do you think it's going to be a cold open?
I do.
That's
Yeah.
what we were talking about earlier. Like, flip,
Yeah.
flip the coin. Do you think it's going to be a cold
And
opener or
it's
not?
it's about a coin flip right now because I think it is it's around it's 3 out of 7 I think.
Yeah,
1 definitely, 4 definitely, which is 2 swords. 3
Yeah.
I think also was Sam walking after the.
Was that cold open?
It was, I believe so. I checked it today.
And then
7. I didn't get to 7, and then I stopped paying attention.
All right,
I just
Chad,
think-
really quick. Was there a cold open in 7? Because I know there's either 6 or 7. There was a cold open.
Aria?
It wasn't Aria. Shit.
In 7?
This shouldn't be this difficult.
I know, but
No,
we've been
it
drinking a
shouldn't.
lot more.
Aria for you, the Walder Frey is 7.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so it's over
4.
half.
So 4.
Easy,
So
Gus.
it might not be if they want to do half and half of. Cold
See, I
open.
don't think they really focus on it that
Yeah,
way.
I know they
I
don't.
don't-
So
it just
I think
depends. I
it's-
think they record and then they see what fits.
well, and that's
like,
the thing. The Aria scene was not supposed to be a cold open. It was in the middle
Yeah.
of 7-1, and they're like, "This is just too good. Let's just put it there."
It
so
makes sense. It's
yeah.
just how it feels.
So-
Yeah,
it would make sense for them to do cold open.
my
without-
my opinion, like I think it just makes sense to do a cold open since it's been so long since there's been an episode. But at the same time, like we don't know. You don't know, so
My opinion
it could
is
not be one.
what makes the grass grow. Blood, blood, blood.
Blood, blood, blood. More gore. More gore. More gore. LMR knows.
Al Gore.
More gore. Always more gore. Bring the blood.
Dem Gores.
Dem gores. It was about global warming real quick. So I don't know, like
It's
what,
a man bear pig.
it's pig man bear actually.
Is that a pig man bear?
It's more of a man bear pig.
man bear pig. Man bear pig.
All right,
You know what I'm
so
really excited for?
Abby,
is-
what are you? You know, if you were to say, like, what would you say you're really excited
Well,
for?
Not the most excited for, but
Just what
I
in general?
think because we've become like really good friends, or maybe I'm just
Wait,
now.
we are.
Nah, we might have always been, and I'm sorry if we have always been. But now that I'm allowed in the
That's
chats,
embarrassing.
like I'm allowed to be an adult and go into these things and
More
converse
door,
with people.
more door.
John Delvento, like the music, and I had said I believe it was the Hound when he was doing the whole like I don't know, it was like the coming of age, and you're like, actually, it's just the theme song slowed down. I was like, it was just so like building, and I'm really excited for the music in season 8.
Yeah.
I wonder how it's gonna be. Is it gonna give me those like heart palpitations?
The chills.
And one
Is
thing
it-
I've learned from oh sorry, go ahead.
No, I just wonder, like, am I getting the palpitations at first? Am I like, what is the music gonna make me feel like right off the bat?
Yeah,
I just feel like
Chancellor
that
Palpatine.
First, off the bat,
fucking
palpitations or like
He's back!
building
he's fucking back.
or
Have you seen the trailer?
fear. Like, what is
I
it gonna
haven't,
be?
For
You know,
Star
like
Wars?
if
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
first pitch
yeah.
of the game is a strike, it's a
He
good.
back.
He back.
He back.
No, but the
Bark,
first
bark,
pitch
bark,
of a
bark.
game is a strike. It's a good omen, right? So if
Yeah.
the first notes make me feel hopeful, I have this like superstition that I'm going to be hopeful. If the first notes make me feel ominous, not so good, right? I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
and
me.
I'm actually really excited because on our rewatch, I know, like, yeah, the 3 of us guys here in the room have watched this show multiple times, and we kind
And
of
actually season 7, I've only watched like 3 times.
it's probably the fewest, other than like we're watching season 7 and we're watching it like a couple times real quick before we initially
Yeah.
record it, but I know, like, early on in season 1, I was focusing on the music of, you know, like, hey, this is something that's always been there, and especially now that like season 7 has gone on, and you hear like Danny's theme, you know, coming, like it's there the whole time, and when you hear it in season 1, you're like, holy shit, like that was just built up so subtly over time, and then you
Yeah.
hear the Robert Baratheon theme, the
Yeah.
Baratheon theme, and then you hear Stannis' theme. Like they've all been there and
Yeah.
really well developed from the start. And knowing that all of those motifs are built into the show. Hi, Poe. Yeah, I know you're here. Yeah, we all know
Easy,
that you're
Poe.
here. But like it really does give context and texture to the goings on of the show that I think once you know about them can actually give you some insight into some of the feeling, like as it's leading into the scene. It's not going to tell you the answer or anything, but it's more of like on a rewatch, you're like, oh, okay, I understand why that came in the way that it did. And yeah, the moods, all of
Yeah.
that shit, it's incredible. They do a really, really good job with the soundscapes.
Yeah, and I'm gonna give a shout out to John Del Vento again.
No, he's awful. He's
Yeah.
terrible. That guy. No, he's amazing.
But I've known about the music. Like, there's been a few parts where it's like I need to look this up. When they did like Reigns of Castamere and minor, or no, the opening theme where it shifts from major to minor. I'm like, hey, I'm cool. I caught that. I kind of heard it, but then I looked it up and was like, okay, yeah, that's awesome. But listening to him, it was like, or multiple streams that he's been on, including our own. He's, he knows his shit and everything, but the emphasis of the music, and like you said, Luke, of how it's been very intricate, and how Ramin is very simplistic in his music. Like a lot, like Stannis's thing is 3 notes. Dun, dun, dun,
That's
dun.
John has said that multiple times.
Yeah.
It's not really all that complex.
It's not,
but
and
it makes
that's why
you
It's just
feel.
ominous.
ominous.
It just
Exactly.
makes you feel.
Yeah,
Ah,
and it's
goodness.
just so well done, and I never thought
It's
about
the
it
forbidden
until
triad.
Yeah, I never thought about it until I started listening to him and had him on the stream and everything like that.
Have
But yeah, 19 hours until premiere. It's gonna be a long day tomorrow because we have other podcasts, that stuff. And if you're not subscribed to our other shows, make sure you do, because we're working
Yeah,
hard on them.
Get your head out of your ass.
We're working hard on them to make good entertainment on that as well. But anyway,
So we did have another question
Yes.
come across. It was actually from Clash. I'm scrolling back.
Clash
up.
All.
Yeah. It was actually a while back, I guess.
Whoa.
Maybe I'm missing it.
Clash All, if you remember it, type
Do you
it
remember
again.
that question?
Question for all of you: what are you doing before the premiere tomorrow? Any prep?
Watching
Bench.
the Blues game.
Watching the Blues game is part of it for
Yeah,
sure.
watching the Blues game, doing
Hey,
dinner
you got
with.
like your thing up here on. What
Give
the
me a
fuck
second.
is going on?
Give me
You
a
got your-
second.
You got your
Slack
thing
app?
up here.
Abby, don't talk about my thing on
You got
screen.
your thing.
You got your thing
Copyright.
online,
I mean, not
bro.
copyright. Oh yeah, my penis is copywritten. Let's not bring that up.
So for me, the premiere is at 8.
You know the song "Detachable Penis"? Copywritten penis. That's
What was that?
the South Park fucking where has my penis gone?
I have yet to know.
I got something in my
any
front pocket
South
for
Park
you.
reference.
Why don't you reach into my
Family Guy.
pocket and see what it is?
As
So-
the beer hug would say, Abby, you just be you, girl. Okay.
So my plan for tomorrow night before the premiere, I will be putting baby Ramsey in the bath and putting him to bed.
nobody puts baby in the
At-
bath.
and
Baby
by
in the
7
bath.
p.m.
8 for me.
Oh, 8.
8.
Okay.
He goes to bed
It's 9
7:30.
for me.
He
It's
goes-
9 for me. Okay.
Yeah, he goes 7:30, but it's 7:30, so baby Ramsey will be going to bed at 7:30. So put him in bed and get ready, sit down. Have probably my computer up to my right hand side here, TV on, because I finally got HBO now. I just ordered it, so I got 7 days free. I get the first episode free. But I'll be chilling at the house and making my Mrs. McLean, my wife, watch it, and she keeps up, but she's like, I don't give a fuck about this, which is okay. She tries. I just ordered her a shirt for Mother's Day. She knows about it. Of I teach and I know things.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, our sister put that up on Facebook. earlier.
Smithmer? What the fuck did you just say?
I
By
said-
Smithmer?
Our sister Melissa.
It just sounded like Smithmer. I
Yeah,
was like, what?
it may have because a little drunkenness, but she put that up on Facebook. I
And
sent
this
her,
is when horns are needed.
and I forwarded that to Mrs. McLean, Laura, and she was like, I was like, Mother's Day gift. She's like, fuck yes. From
Your
the-
microphone just turned off.
It's been off. I have not really had any sound. There we go. Actually,
Maybe if you talk into it.
probably if I talk into it.
I think it's an operator error.
That sounds
However-
a bit more likely. So I sent as we were doing our radio, our Hogwarts radio thing. I saw the thing. I sent it to her, and I hear from the other room, "Fuck yes!" Order Mother's Day gift done. So if you can find it, I teach and I know things shirts. It's on sale for like $14.
We ready for a sneak premiere?
Yes.
You guys
I-
ready for Abby?
Can I just? Yes, I'm ready. But can I tell you what I'm going to be doing tomorrow night?
Yeah. We got to answer. We all have to answer that question, I guess.
You
Benji
can
talked
mom
forever,
shame
and I
me
forgot.
up and
I
down
did.
this fucking chat all you
Abby,
want.
you fucking Catlin cunt, Tully. God
That's
damn it,
right.
you're the
Ready
worst.
for it?
You are
Welcome to my-
such a bitch. I hate you so
So-
much, you mom.
And I was
Yes,
gonna say,
God
welcome to my
damn.
world,
Loves her
Luke.
kids who would
People talk too
literally-
much.
Yes.
Like, here's my defense for Catelyn, and this is it. If my children were held hostage anywhere, I would betray any motherfucker, including my own mother, my husband, my brothers here on this channel, anybody to get them back. I'm not kidding. I will hunt you down. I will do this. If there was any chance of getting them back, I would betray you, fuck you over. I don't care because they're my kids, and that's a mom. That's my defense for her. Beyond that, tomorrow it
But
comes
would
on
you
at my
treat somebody living in your house as your
Get the fuck out of here. John
husband, son?
John was treated way better than any other fucking bastard in anywhere. It's not that big of a fucking
I
deal.
think-
Anyway,
So
Abby,
here's the
continue.
thing. I think that her anger was misplaced towards John. It should have been towards Ned. It's not fair that it was towards John. I can't get over that little tiny bit, but Ned should have told her. Anyways, so tomorrow at 7:45, I'm going to put my children in the bathtub. The premiere comes at 9, so we're starting at 7:45 here, or 7:30, 7:45. Bath, bed, and at like 8:45, mom shaming here. My shit is going to be hitting the fan. Go the fuck to sleep. I don't care if you need another drink of water. I don't care if you need a story. We're not reading books tonight. Shut your fucking door and go to bed. Like, I don't care.
Yep.
I'm the worst mom in the world tomorrow.
Nope. It is known.
There are no snacks putting in backpacks. There are
There
no
are no
lunches
bed
being
snacks.
made.
Hashtag
If
no
it is
bed
not
snacks.
done by 8:45, you are dead to me, child. All three of you, go away.
Abby,
You
missed,
do not exist.
You missed mine for your shot of your alone. Hashtag no bed snacks.
No, there will be bed snacks. There will be living cakes.
Snacky.
Hey, listen to me. No bed snacks, no Gertie in bed. That's how it rolls, okay? So there will always be bed snacks.
I was saying for the kids, like hashtag no bed snacks for the kids.
No, for me, I need bed snacks.
Well, yeah,
My
for
kids
you,
don't
but
get
for you
fucking
is
bed
allowed. I'm just,
snacks.
you're an adult.
There's no snacks in their
motherfucking
rooms.
adult.
There's carpet in there.
I-
you fucking crazy?
I pay for this fucking
Anyways.
house. Fuck you.
Go the fuck to
Anyways.
sleep by Samuel L. Jackson.
My
Exactly.
actual
Chrissy's
plan for
correct.
tomorrow night is like if I could pay them to go away, I would. I don't want anybody near me. I want everybody to fucking leave me alone. Nobody talk to me. I'm gonna be on not on AK's channel. I'm gonna be streaming in with her wherever she is. I'm gonna find her. I'm looking for you, AK. But yeah, I don't want anybody around me. I'm not having a party. I'm not having freaking little weenies. Nothing. No. I'm gonna be sitting there by myself, all by myself,
Oh my god.
watching
damn.
the show.
Without little weeds.
Do not text me. Do not put Slack updates because all they're gonna do is piss me off. So leave me the fuck alone.
Oh, no, you just put that. I'm fucking you. I'm good.
She can also just snooze it.
Well, yeah.
And there you go.
Well,
Snooze.
hence why I
You
snooze
snooze, you
every Friday.
lose.
The only time I snooze my Slack shit is at Friday nights around 7 to 9 p.m. because you motherfuckers talk a lot on there at about that time when I'm trying to play trivia and the notification pops up right over the response line on YouTube.
Then move your chat thing.
No, it's literally the
About chat.
Google
No.
fucking notification thing pulls up over the chat. Yeah, I have to get the pop-out chat to do that.
The
Right?
excuses
Hey.
are strong with this one.
Hey, you know, Luke, it's fine. You're right. I don't always win at trivia. Sometimes I host. So that's all I'm saying. Shout out to Citadel Trivia again. Make sure you
Shout out
to
to 7 points lifetime accumulated.
Hey,
I like to just show up for like a point.
hey, you got
and
10
then I
like
leave.
you got 10 like fucking
I got a first point like a couple
Like,
of days
it
ago.
was- it
Everyone was
was-
like, "Okay, I gotta go." They were like, "No! You have to choose the next category." It's like, "Oh no!"
Oh man.
you have to pick, motherfucker. All right.
So, Glennie, what are we doing for the premiere tomorrow?
And Sessic, yes,
Like I
know
said,
my-
we are watching the Blues game,
We are watching the Blues game.
and it's
Let's
probably gonna
go
overlap a little
Blues.
bit. So then we'll probably we got 2 TVs. We
Ooh.
can put one of them on
The
the
one screen
game, the other one on
the Thrones.
the Thrones.
Yeah.
So that's
That's
I
probably
think,
what's
I
gonna
think that's
happen.
the game plan. You know.
It sounds like the game plan.
Yeah.
we're probably not doing any reactions because that's a lot of work.
No. And here's the other people doing reaction stuff. We have
So
our time slot.
watch them.
Yeah, watch reactions. I know Zora Hype and Gemma are doing theirs.
AK definitely
AK's
check out AK.
AK's doing a live stream on it. Do those. Absolutely. Watch Johnny Be Crazy Monday morning, Monday afternoon. And then Monday night, watch us to get drunk with. Because you want to have that day to fucking just relax and watch all that stuff, but then you get drunk as shit without having to worry about actually paying attention.
Do you think the first episode is gonna be like?
They go back to Hard Home.
Yeah. Dude,
Like, is it
Hard
gonna
Home
be
2.
bad or good?
I'm so in for that.
Hard Home, duh.
So everybody, what I've heard is
Sansa and
everybody's
John
like
are fucking in
like,
episode 1. I've heard
episode
that.
3 is like a big deal, right? We've got like a big battle episode 3.
Yes.
I hate
It's-
knowing that.
I'm sorry,
I really fucking hate knowing that.
But it's not.
No, it's
not
stupid.
Me.
You talked about it all the time.
Yeah,
I could have forgotten, but you talked about it all the time.
But I don't
Sorry,
care.
I've
But
just
it's-
heard it not from Ben, but from like
I'm blaming Ben.
everybody.
That's fine.
For-
I've called
for
it
what?
out because
What is
it's
this?
Glenn?
no. It is no.
You blame
It makes so
Glenn.
much fucking sense. I'm sorry.
No, because it could have been episode 2. It could have been episode 3. It could have been episode 4. It could have been episode 6.
It could have been episode 1. We could
I
start
don't like
with
knowing
every
when.
single
There's a big
teaser
fucking
we
deal
had.
coming up this fucking episode. Guess what? Jack off until it happens. No one fucking cares at this point. That pisses me off. I don't like being spoiled on shit.
Fine.
I really, really am bothered by it.
Fine.
That's why most of my shows that I set up for podcasts are non-spoiler because I like being in the moment. I don't like being forced to be like, oh, guess what? I know shit that you don't know. Like, no, that's fucking horse shit. I don't like it. It always bothers me, and I'm not really mad about it. It's just I personally
seem
don't like
kinda
spoilers.
mad.
And fair. Yeah, I mean, you're getting a little.
Oh, you want to get mad? I'll get no.
I know.
No,
I
don't do
know,
it.
I
Don't
know.
rip your
And-
I
and
love
here's the thing,
motorboating off. Okay, I like that shirt.
I get where you're
And
coming
I
from.
know
Me,
you guys,
I'm,
it's
I'm,
like no country in that house, but that is the best song ever.
This has nothing to do with that song. This was before that song.
and I get where you're coming
Whatevs.
from. Me personally, it's
Song's
as I
garbage.
talked about with Felicia and Dog. It's the spoilers come. I know it, but I'm not one that's gonna spoil shit for everything. But if you look at the times and you look at the fucking interviews that were given, I'm not the one spoiling it. I'm just reporting.
I know.
You know,
I know,
and so
I'm not attacking you.
I
I'm
know-
not.
Reporting here.
But
from
when
the
you're getting,
podcast
you
that
know,
must not be
this anger,
named.
it feels.
Well, you're the one that kept talking about it.
Yes, because I'm reporting
Just
it.
because it's out there doesn't mean people want to fucking hear about it.
But still, 1 and 2 are going to be fucking awesome episodes.
Anyway,
And that's what I'm saying. 1 and 2 are going to be
I'm
awesome
excited for
episodes.
the season.
Yeah.
I guess my big point is I don't just give a shit about the battles. Like I
Exactly.
like the show throughout for the most part, and I'm excited for what they can do leading up to what we know is the longest fucking battle of all time. Like whatever, but that doesn't mean it's even going to be as good as some of the shit that we've seen. It likely will. The thing that I'm most excited about is they've taken their time to do their due diligence and do the right thing on making this well done. You know,
Yes.
they took the extra time. They did cut it down, but they also
the
made
the due diligence. If
they
you
did do the due diligence.
will.
And they made the episodes longer, like they should have been, like Harry Potter 4. Make it 2 fucking movies. Do it right. So
Can I
I'm
ask
excited for
some other
season 8.
things?
You can ask all sorts of
Okay.
things, Abby.
So my other question is, and chat, please chime in if you'd like. But right now, I have set up my DVR to record this. Plus, I'm sure it'll be on demand, like the Monday, whatever. I will be watching live as it comes on. But it's just Game of Thrones. Like, there's no title yet. Do you think that changes Monday at 9 p.m. my time, 8 p.m. your time?
It
Well,
will
well-
change tomorrow night at 7 p.m. your time. Like, we'll get a title officially.
2 hours.
I don't know.
before?
Season 7
well,
was
I'm sorry, not
really
9 p.m.
inconsistent with.
No, I would say 9 p.m. your
9 p.m. my time. Okay.
I think it's going to be at release. That's when they're going to...
It was really inconsistent for season 7.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Like even like the descriptions, like they changed. Like we would watch it and I'd write them down, and then we'd be like getting ready to go and do our recording, and it was like oh, the description changed, or like, oh, now we actually have a title for the episode. Like, I'd imagine they're gonna have their shit together better this time.
So
like,
my
would you?
other-
Oh, go
Sorry,
ahead.
Glenn, no,
Glenn, I
go
want to
ahead.
hear you.
Me go.
Yeah.
Would you rather them release the titles, or like
No,
if the titles are something like Jon and Daenerys team up to defeat the Night King and
Thanks,
they
Smash.
save the world, and that's the episode title. Like, oh, okay. I wonder what happens in this episode. So I wonder if they're like just trying to hold off because like the episode title probably is going to be like a spoiler of where they're going. So like if it's me, like I don't really want to know right away what the title is because it's probably going to spoil something.
Yeah. No, I agree, and I think they're being so tight-lipped because they've been spoiled. Season 6, they had the first, or yeah, I think it was 6. They had the first 4 episodes spoiled.
Season 7
The
was
entire-
all leaked. I mean,
well,
it
the
was
scripts, the scripts were leaked.
yeah, no, it was a big deal,
yeah.
Abby.
Oh,
You
yeah.
weren't there. It was
no,
Yeah.
like
You were
I
not
have
there.
never been
Yeah.
leaked
yeah.
because
Fuck
I
you,
have.
Abby. You
I
weren't
know,
there.
I have literally purposefully ignored everybody in this chat, everybody in this community, because Luke asked me to do this job, and I said
Yeah,
yes, so I'm
Luke.
gonna do it right.
God, I'm the fucking
Yeah.
worst.
And so here's the thing,
God
Abby.
damn it.
Season 6, the first 4 episodes were leaked. Like, and I watched all
Like
4
you
of
could watch them.
Like I watched them before, or as episode. I watched episode 1, and then I watched the other 3. And
You're the worst.
yeah, fine. That's fine.
You're gross.
Fine. I knew about the script leaks of season
I probably
7.
watched
The only thing that really resonated with me was boat sex. So when it came up, I was like, boat sex.
And that pisses me off. That's one reason I hate the boat sex talk is because everyone fucking knew about it ahead of time.
Yeah.
It just
Really?
fucking pisses me
yeah,
off.
it was a thing.
I think I called it train sex.
And it's
or
so
something
stupid.
later.
Like,
But-
oh, you're taking away the biggest fucking thing that happens. It just,
it's a
I,
huge.
but
it
in fairness-
bothers me.
But in
it
fairness,
bothers me.
officially I didn't know the reveal during the boat sex thing. The biggest reveal isn't the boat sex. Boat sex is boat sex. Though
It's
Danny
a
and
pretty
John,
big deal.
Danny and John were gonna hook up. That was gonna happen.
It does not have to happen.
It doesn't have to, but it was going to. The way they were prefacing it and all that. But the big reveal was the Dan or fucking Bran and Sam conversation as the boat sex was going on, and that wasn't that for me. I didn't see that. I didn't know about that, but I didn't look up the leaks. I didn't look up the script stuff. I just saw the random memes and all that shit going on, just talking about boat sex. So I'm sure it was out there. I know people knew about it, but I don't think a vast majority of people knew about it. And I'm fine with it. I don't care about spoilers. I've never have. I'm not going to be one that's going to be like, hey, you know what's going to happen. I very much try not to be that guy. I know there's been one time, and it's coming up in something else we're doing that's happened, but it was before we even knew about it. But, it's one of those, so people like spoilers, people who like that kind of stuff, cool. As long as you don't fuck it over for everybody else.
And that's
all
the
that
thing
matters.
that really sucks. Like,
Yeah.
I see people like Gray Area having a post blocking people that are actively posting spoilers on her fucking Facebook page.
Same thing.
And it's just like,
Yeah.
why are
Yeah.
people the worst? Like,
Yeah.
it just sucks.
Just,
Like,
if you know this stuff, cool. Don't fucking put it out. If
the
you
other
know,
thing that bothers me is like, oh, then when you go and make like a prediction, like, oh, like, get the fuck out of here. Like,
Yeah.
that's not a prediction.
No,
It's not
no,
a speculation. It's
you're right, and I'll call myself out on it. I will call myself out on it. Very first episode we did, we had speculative spoilers. I said, we will see an ice dragon. That was because
it was factually incorrect.
fine, yes. But that was because of a script leak. Beyond that, I've never said, hey, I know what's going to happen.
I'm really not attacking you.
I know.
I'm attacking leaks.
So
in
back to
general.
my
I
original
know.
question.
Damn leaks.
Episode 1, do we leave feeling like good, or have we been defeated?
I think
Um,
episode 1, we're going to be kind of like, okay, what's coming? Like, we know it's coming.
Winter is
we
still
got 5
coming,
more
or has
episodes.
winter come?
What
We know
the
it's coming.
fuck?
I think the episode 1 where you're like, okay,
Like, is
Easy
Winter
guess.
done and he's just left
That's
an
what we're gonna say.
unsatisfied woman in his bed?
I'll be honest, I'm
or
probably, we're
is
not
he
going to be
still
live.
working it up?
We're not going to be happy with episode 1. It's going to be a slow episode apart from the opening 10 minutes.
Slow's good. Women like slow. That's good.
No,
Same.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the slow. I should say heavy. It's going to be slow apart from the first 5 to 10
There's
minutes.
6 episodes. It can't be that slow, right?
Yeah, exactly. There's going to be a lot of political. There's going to be a lot of build. There's going to be a lot of action in the last 40 minutes of episode 1. That's all.
only like
That's
60
my
minutes.
guess. Yep.
The first 20 are slow, and the last 40.
No.
So the whole episode is not slow.
No, first 5 are fast. The last 45 are slow.
Okay, cool.
That's my speculation. Just it's gonna be a build episode.
I don't know.
From the cold open.
Let's talk about like anything else.
Yep.
Glenn,
What's going on in the
Anybody
chat?
chat?
hey Glenn, how you doing?
Not bad.
Glenn's going to bed.
I'm about done. Yeah. So,
Yeah. All right, let's
maybe like one more question.
one more question, and then we are gonna bizounce, as Glenn would say. And
I didn't say that, but I
Glenn-
would. I
Mandolin-
would say that.
Mandolin says that she.
Glenn
that
would say
maybe
I
that.
didn't
she or
say that,
he-
but I would say that.
I don't really know.
Who?
Mandolin.
That sounds like
sorry.
something I would say.
Episode 1 will give us blue balls.
Yeah,
Okay.
you okay? You call Mandolin for that? Yeah, I feel like it will. It's gonna be plotting. Apart from the first couple minutes, seeing.
I
them-
mean,
no, it's gonna be reunions. It's not gonna be plotting. It's gonna be a bunch of
Reunions.
characters that see
Reun-
each other for the
reun-
first
so
time.
reunions.
Arya and
I
John
should- I
still
shouldn't
haven't
have said
seen each other, right?
Plotting is the wrong word.
Arya and John haven't seen each other. John
I-
and Daenerys are gonna get back to Winterfell in episode 1.
No,
All of
Arya and John have seen each other before.
they've met.
Before in life.
Yeah.
Yeah, Glenn's
I'm
right.
really-
They've met before.
I'm really excited.
If I don't get to
for that
ruffle your
reunion.
hair and call you little sister,
Must.
I'm out. I'm out.
How
I need-
will Lyanna Mormont die? She's not gonna die. She is
I
the
don't-
Night King.
You think so?
Jorah's gonna hug her.
No, no, she's not
she
the Night
is.
King.
She is.
Okay,
Thormund
let me
Giant.
tell you a couple
wait,
things.
wait,
right?
who asked that question?
You know.
Was that Leanna? Okay, was
No,
it Felicia? Liana will die because Jorah will hug her, and the reminiscent of the grayscale will transfer to
No.
her and die
No.
for her. Die on her.
There's no grayscale
This-
between
I know. If it was Felicia asking, that's why I'm going with it. I know it's not gonna
Abby.
happen.
Real
How
talk, right?
if Lyanna Mormont dies?
I. She'll die a fucking hero. That's for sure. If she dies, because even as a little girl, she has so much
Strength.
Gusto.
strength, but like just belief in herself.
Gumption.
Like she's not like if she's going to die, she's going to
She got
die
gumption.
a hero. She will
Little
not
girl
let
with
her
gumption.
self die some little bitch or some little girl. Even if it's like, oh, some guy came and just slayed you down right away. It'll be look at this young girl who had no chance standing up against this man, going toe to toe with no fear. Regardless of how the battle goes, she will die a hero or she doesn't die. That's my take. My other
like,
take-
real
That's
quick
a
before
hot
we do
take.
that, I really like that Sasuke said 25% of episode 1 is hugging. it's just
hugging?
all
Yeah.
hugging.
Hugs.
Abby, point 2.
Point 2 of my whole thing is so I felt like since October 6th or
Of
26th
2017.
of 2017, I have worked to getting to this now so I can know things, right?
Welcome to
So I
now.
get to know things and I get to get in these chats and I have literally like as much as I possibly could over these last 3 weeks streamed and streamed and streamed, and all I've realized is that I know less than I thought I did before. I mean, I have a whole song
Imposter
about it.
syndrome is what you're
I
dealing
have
with.
like I told Luke if I didn't have less self-confidence in myself, I would be embarrassed.
Self-confidences.
Yeah, like I would be embarrassed because I'd be like, I cannot believe the shit I have said on this stream or on our podcast, being like so certain, like this is gonna happen. No, you guys are fucking ridiculous. I knew nothing. I still know nothing, and the more I learn, the less I know. I don't know how that happens, but that is Game of Thrones, I guess. And I'm just, if you are a country music fan, my number 5 points on Citadel Trivia the other week was on something else. My number 2 was a Garth Brooks song because I said it was from Garth Brooks.
You got your 5 points on a fucking Game of Thrones question.
No, that's what I'm saying. But before, my 2 points lifetime before was who sang the Garth Brooks? Okay, I know my shit. My kids' names are Hank, Waylon, and June. Okay,
Yeah.
so.
But
Anyways, I've been working on a song, and it's called "I'm Worried About the Night King, Baby."
Nice.
Because I'm worried about the Night King, baby. We're all going a little Azora High crazy.
But shout out to really quick, shout out to Geek
No, you're
Check
good.
1. You were the 1000th Lord Commander of Geek Check 1. So.
Yes. Yeah, aka Miss 1000. I was like, what the fuck are they? And I was like, oh, I get it. Cool. It's the neatest thing I've ever been called.
Yeah, during a live chat it happened too, and that was awesome.
But literally, the more I get to know, the more I realize I fucking know nothing.
Yeah, that's
who the fuck is Azor High? Who
My
is
balloon.
the prince that was promised?
My balloon.
Who is Nessa Nissa or
My
Nissa
balloon.
Nissa or however the fuck you say that name? And who I don't know.
Misa lady.
Misa lady.
Do I know?
Get
you know,
me
I
out of here.
think you just killed it with an air conditioner.
You
All
know
right.
that Misa lady? I think I just killed her.
So please do become a patron to get access to all of the fun things that we have in our Imaginary Legion for patrons. Find out more about that at patreon.com/stay-imaginary. Please join us on the Throne Fantasy app. Mods, please put that again in the chat. If you do download the app called Throne Fantasy, use our league code K86RUY. I'll say it again. K86RUY. For all of the ways you can help keep our beer bank full.
Help heal our beer bank.
Check out the podcastthat.com. I'm going to throw the link to our TeePublic store in the chat. We've got a lot of fun shirts in there, including the hashtag Microfingers Flea Bottom Emporium. We've got the House Helium, Sly McLean, Balloon Triforce shirt. We've got all of our house sigils. We've got a bunch of fun t-shirts for this show and all of the shows at thepodcastthat.com. We've got new videos coming up starting Monday. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any time we go live randomly, because you know what? Sometimes the whim just hits us and we make that happen, whether it's, hey, I have a thought and let's just do this, or if it's, hey, I'm playing Telltale games, or whatever it is. We're playing what's the game you and I've been playing? The train game.
Call of Duty?
No.
Because that's why I'm
Ticket
to Ride. Sometimes Glenn and I just play Ticket to Ride. We're like, we should throw this up on the chat because that'd be fun.
Can I play Roller Coaster Tycoon?
Dude,
fuck yeah!
And you can.
Abby, absolutely.
I am a fucking
you can
master
play
at
Roller Coaster.
Tycoon.
I lost 2 girlfriends to that game. Not gonna lie.
It's a good game. I played on my phone.
Back in fucking year 2000. Not gonna lie.
You had 2 girlfriends before? That's weird.
Yep.
No idea.
Yep.
I'm gonna update my shit now.
Definitely follow us on Twitter at No and Drink so that you can get all of the updates for what we have going on if you've missed us, which you should. Send us a digital raven at noanddrink@gmail.com. Subscribe, like, rate, and leave comments on iTunes and YouTube, but don't forget to hit that notification bell. And until next time...
As always, I still don't know, so I'll just drink.
As always, don't turn your back on the wolf pack.
As always, like winter, I'm coming.
And as always, stay imaginary.
Imagery.
Stay imagical.
How do you know this?
That's what I do. I drink and I know things.